You can donate most cars, trucks, or SUVs in most conditions. The proceeds raised goes to help active military, veterans, and their families, and you get a tax deduction. All you need to do is make this free call. Get rid of that old car and help the vets. We make it easy. Make this free call now and book your fast and easy pickup. Call the Veteran Donation Program now. Donate your car and help veterans and their families. Operators are standing by. Here's the number.
800-932-1176. 800-932-1176. 800-932-1176. That's 800-932-1176.
It's time to pick your path and go big and go bold from Bill Bird Kia. You can drive away in a brand new 2024 Telluride from Bill Bird Kia. The 2024 Telluride protects what matters, and it's built for the long haul. Its technology will connect with confidence, and its upscale, all-around rugged look will take you on to the next adventure. The road is yours. Bill Bird Kia, the home of the 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty. Stop by and see us today at 2435 East 15th Street or BillBirdKia.com.
Hi, I'm Bobby Likas with today's Car Clinic Minute. The old adage goes, you can't judge a book by its cover. But with repair shops, I beg to differ. There are ways to identify a professional service center and a little shop of horrors. When I come back, I'll tell you. On Valentine's Day, love might be blind, but at service shops, keep your eyes wide open. First, do some recon. Contact the Better Business Bureau and ask friends for report cards on shops they use. Then call prospective shops. Are people responsive? If they don't have time for you now, imagine when there's a problem. Also, pay shops a visit. Look for a well-maintained organization and look out for a dirty, cluttered environment. Yes, to avoid heartbreak at repair time, initially judge service centers like other professionals by reputation, responsiveness, and self-respect. I'm Bobby Likas. Likas, you'll love us.
WPLQ Port St. Joe, WGSX Lynn, powered by Panama City Toyota.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
It's the next evolution of sports talk radio. The biggest stories and the biggest reactions.
Now.
And now we're taking
With the first pick.
This is the last ball you got to bat.
the Inside Drive. From college to the pros, interviews with the newsmakers, sports betting, your phone calls, and more. And now, the Inside Drive with Ryan Mulvey. Broadcasting from the Bill Kramer Chevrolet Buick GMC and Kramer Marine Outdoor Studios on ESPN Northwest Florida.
And good Monday morning. You're listening to the Inside Drive live here on ESPN Northwest Florida. 104.3 in Panama City and Panama City Beach and all the wonderful surrounding areas here in Bay County. 101.9 in Port St. Joe down there along the hot but beautiful Forgotten Coast. Not really so much forgotten anymore. But as always, you can like, listen, comment, subscribe, share, follow, all those different action verbs that require usually, your hands and your eyes, but all that good stuff right there. Search it up, ESPN Northwest Florida. You can also go get our free mobile app. Where, Jay?
On the Google Play or Apple Store.
That one you do need to search 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Before we dive into everything today, I want to give a shout out real quick to Domino's Pizza, who's providing some pizza for us at the ESPN Northwest Florida Fantasy Football Draft. You getting ready?
I am. Thin or thick? Thin?
I'm guessing hand-tossed.
Or hand-tossed, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Thick crust.
Yeah. Thick crust.
I like thin, man. The taste is a lot better.
I don't think they make a thick crust option. They do make the what is it called? The pan pizza now too. Domino's jumped into that side of things.
Is that Chicago style?
No, absolutely not. That would be deep dish.
Okay.
Pan is just, it's cooked. You remember, like, not to mention them, but the Hut,
yeah,
theirs was always pan, the way they cooked it.
What Hut? Oh, okay, never mind.
Really? Okay. Yes. Jabba the Hutt.
Gotcha.
Jabba the Hutt. But we're looking forward to that. Also, big shout out to PCB Hobby for letting us do the draft there. And it's going to be a lot of people, a lot of fun. Got the draft boards ready to go. We just got to figure out how to add 2 more teams on that draft board. But with our ingenuity around here and Ralph Jackson on the mix, I think we'll be just fine. Just fine. Got a guest in the house in the studio this morning.
She is in the house. Sailor is here. She has a 1-year birthday coming up.
I know, as you. I was gonna say, as do you, but it's not a 1-year birthday. a couple more than her.
Yeah,
couple
absolutely.
More. That's all right. Yeah, coming up next Monday, August 19th.
Oh boy,
absolutely. Good stuff. Good stuff. All right. Haven't done this in a while. I was gonna say David. I'm gonna say Jay. How many days until college football?
Oh wow!
And remember, the college football countdown is one time before noon, and then once it gets noon, because of the particular time of the Georgia Tech Florida State game over there in Dublin.
All right, I'm going to do my Griffin education here.
Education?
Yes. So 2 weeks times 7 days is 14 days. Let's take 2 away because it's Monday morning. Boo. But you got to have a Monday to have a Friday, right?
And and a Tuesday and a Wednesday and a Thursday.
Let's go 12, and that's my final answer.
Ooh, yeah, that is. Look at you. We're getting close enough now where you can actually use the weeks to count down. All right, putting the pressure on you. September 5th, the start of the 2024 NFL football season. How many days?
Man. All right, let's go with 24.
Ooh, so close. So close. 23 to the start. But just remember that if you're at 12 with college football, it's only 11 more for NFL. I'm not telling you that anymore. So if you can keep getting college football right, you can get the NFL right as well.
Duly noted.
Duly noted. Vince duly noted. All right, I got a poll question today, and it's something I saw Kyle Albritton share, and there's 4 things on this particular thing, and one of them has to go. So the poll question is not what's your favorite, but one of them has to go. We're going to start with one of D. Hayes', well, actually, a lot of these are D. Hayes' favorites, buffalo wings. Let's just say chicken wings in general. That's 1. Hot dogs, 2. Spaghetti and meatballs, 3. And brownies, 4. Brownies comes out of nowhere.
Yeah, it sure does.
What are you eliminating? I texted to you, dude.
I feel like we're all going to be on the same page here.
You'd be surprised.
Really?
Yeah, you go first, though.
All right. Since I have this quite a bit, I'm going away with spaghetti and meatballs.
Oh, dang, that's the same one I was going to go with.
Yeah, well, that's kind of what I thought.
And, I'm a big Italian. I love pasta. But, yeah, chicken wings, hot dogs, and then, you got to have one dessert in there. And I do happen to like a brownie.
Right.
Especially if you throw a little vanilla ice cream on a warm brownie. Do you know what that's called?
Is that called... not Rocky Road.
Afternoon Delight.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is one version of it, anyway.
Right.
A la mode.
A la mode.
Yes.
There gotcha.
Rocky Road, I believe, is what is Rocky Road? Because I know Neapolitan is your vanilla, strawberry, and chocolate all in one. Rocky Road is what? It's not cookies and cream. It's like,
it's got to be pecans or pecans.
I think it's maybe almond. It's some sort of nut though.
Yeah,
for sure.
Makes sense.
And
Little
like
Rocky.
chocolate ice cream and like some marshmallow and whatnot.
Yeah.
There you go. So you're getting rid of spaghetti and meatballs. I'm getting rid of spaghetti and meatballs too. I know David's typing. We'll get his answer when he's done.
Brownies.
Brownies. He's like,
Really?
I'm not
I mean,
eating
all this
dessert.
other stuff is sustenance. Like, I don't. Sweets are normally the last thing on my list to get. I usually get like a little 12-pack of oatmeal cream pies, and those last me like 2 or 3 weeks.
I don't know. I've seen
wow.
D. Hayes put back a couple donuts here in the studio.
Hey, yeah. Shout out to Krispy Kreme when we get them things on Tuesdays. Yeah.
That's right.
Yes,
That's
sir.
Right. Well, so that's our poll question for today. All right, Jay. I know I'm going to ask the question. Did you watch any of the Olympics this past weekend?
I feel like I watched a little bit of table tennis, and that was about it.
No basketball? No soccer?
I didn't.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Man.
Well, I've heard about some of the great things that happen, and I'm here for you to enlighten me.
Well, I guess we will enlighten you. What do you want to start with? USA basketball men's, USA basketball women's, USA women's soccer, the breakdancing sensation from Australia.
There's all sorts of stuff.
Let's get straight to the nuts and bolts.
The Rocky Road, some might say.
The Rocky Road. Let's go with men's basketball.
Men's basketball. Well, they got the dub in dramatic fashion. Victor Wembanyama and the French team played a great game of basketball, but no match there for Steph Curry down the stretch again. Steph Curry just, although he did not get the MVP of the Olympics, that went to LeBron James. And I saw somebody quote nicely that LeBron James was supposed to get the MVP, but Steph Curry was the MVP.
Yeah.
Some political stuff in there. But just to give you a little numbers there on Steph Curry, the first 6 games in the Olympics, he had 29 points, 10 rebounds, and 8 assists, and he was 5 from 20 from behind the arc. The last 2 games, the semifinal against Serbia and the final against France, he had 60 points, 9 rebounds, 7 assists, and was 17 of 26 from behind the arc with a very, very, very cold shot there at the end of the game where he was surrounded by 2 or 3 guys, shoots a big old arc over there, does the night-night. And obviously that picture, did you see the picture of him shooting over Wemby?
Yeah.
That's going to be an iconic one there for a long time, no doubt about it. But USA got the victory, got the gold, as they were supposed to do, and ended up being 98-87. That marks Kevin Durant's 4th gold medal, which is the most in men's basketball history. Like I mentioned, Steph Curry obviously had a great last two games there. And but yeah, I don't know if did I share in y'all's group, or was this another group where Tyrese Halliburton did a selfie holding up the gold medal, and he said, when you ain't do none in the group project and still get an A.
Proud to being a part of a great team.
That's it. That's it. You're only as good as your team. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. But yeah, just an intense, man. The atmosphere was wild. The French fans were going nuts. They were cheering for Curry too. It was just kind of everything you wanted out of the semifinal game and the final game for the United States. I mean, it could have been huge blowouts, but entertaining nonetheless. Any thoughts there, Jay, on men's basketball?
No, no
something.
I know. Well, because I was watching that PGA Tour event yesterday, and I'm seeing that Gracerman. I thought he had that thing clutch. I thought he had it done.
So that's your thoughts on USA men's basketball?
Yeah, I'm.
You pivoted to a tournament no one gives a crap about.
You should have done like Matt Kuchar or whatever, and just left your ball marker on the 18th and went back and watched basketball.
Yep.
Right? Did he do that? I didn't know he did that.
Yeah, he finished his final round today. He was like, second shot on the 18th hole.
Yeah.
Oh,
absolutely.
Wow.
Absolutely. It was very, very interesting. It's Randy.
Oh.
He's on babysitting duty now. But yes,
I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
Yeah,
you're
sorry.
fine. If you want to pivot to golf, that's one thing.
No.
We're going to talk a little NASCAR at 11:40 with Alan Sandage, as he was up there at Richmond Motor Speedway yesterday.
I can't wait.
I mean, he's just all over the place.
He
now.
is.
He's all over the place. All right, you want to pivot to the women's basketball side of things. A little different there. Didn't look too good for him for a long time. Oh, you got a friend back there, Randy. You got a friend. But yeah, I mean, you obviously didn't see any of this, so it's kind of hard to discuss with you. But
yeah, I'm sorry.
They won by a point. I don't know if you saw that. But it was close the entire game. France was up, but France, if they just would have shot halfway decent. And kudos to the United States. They played great defense, but I think France was up. I don't know what their statistics were, but their shooting percentage, I'll tell you exactly, Jay. Let me pull it up here. Field goals, yeah. They shot 73 times, and they only had 23 baskets. That's a lot of shots and not a ton of baskets. They shot a 36 three-pointers there, Jay, and they don't typically shoot a lot of 3 points on the French women's team, so they were only 19% from behind the arc, but it went down to the wire. The defense was playing good. United States, expected to blow them away a little bit, but just did enough, and then at the very, very end of the game, I believe her name was Gabby Williams, if I'm not mistaken, for the French team. She ended up hitting a 2 at the buzzer, and she was like a foot ahead of the three-point line.
Oh, wow.
So she throws up a shot. She wasn't far enough back behind the arc, banks it in, ends up being one short there. Team USA wins their either 61st or 62nd consecutive basketball game. They haven't lost one in a long, long time. Overwhelming favorites there in the United States side.
Very cool.
Yeah. That's all you got.
67, 66, huh?
Yep, that's what we just said. It was close. It was close. At one point, I was worried that France was going to pull away with the thing, but there's just the shooting was just it wasn't great. The percentages. I mean, even the USA, they only shot 34% from the field, but they took almost 20 shots less than France. But them's the breaks. But the United States had 34 free throw attempts to France's 13. So a lot more foul calls there on the French team down the stretch.
I feel like France has been kind of like the times I've watched the Olympics the last couple of weeks, I feel like they've always in some sort of bronze or silver or gold match. Like, I don't know if that's because they're local, they have the local crowd cheering them on. I don't know, but they seem like they had a pretty good Olympics.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. We're going to get to that in a second. But we were talking about all the brackets they were in. I mean, they were in bronze in both water polos. They were in the gold medal match there in women's soccer, which is another victory there. They won 1-0 after they scored, I believe it was in the second half. Yeah, we were watching that game at a friend's house and went on to win 1-0. I think it's their first gold medal in 12 years, if I'm not mistaken. But so good stuff there on the team sport side. The final medal count, Jay, we ended up getting it.
Yes.
We ended up getting it. We ended up tying the People's Republic of China with 40 gold medals. But luckily, the tiebreaker was pretty good. 126 total medals for the United States, 91 for the People's Republic of China. The over-under prior to the Olympics on total medals was 120.5. So if you bet the over, you got it. I think it was looking like it was going to be the under there for a little while, but United States got a lot of medals there at the end. Just kind of remind everybody real quick, just gold medals. We had 3 gold medals in the artistic gymnastics. That was the team all around on the women's. That was Simone Biles, individual all around, as well as Simone Biles on the vault. In the athletics, which is track and field, some awesome stuff. We had 14 total gold medals. Noah Lyles with the 100-meter gold medal. Quincy Hall with the men's 400-meter gold medal. Cole Hocker, who came back and won handedly in the men's 1500. And then, of course, Grant Holloway in the 110-meter hurdles. Rye Benjamin in the men's 400-meter hurdles. Ryan Krauser in the men's shot put. The men's 4x100 relay was the gold medal, and that included the 16-year-old as well. He gets to go home with a gold medal. He's got to go to school.
Oh, wow.
Yep, absolutely. I believe he's starting his junior year, if I'm not mistaken. Who did I just leave off there? 4x100, and then Gabby Thomas. She won the women's 200 meters, and then Masai Russell, the women's 100-meter hurdles. The 400-meter hurdles was Sydney McLaughlin-Lavrone. The women's long jump, Tara Davis-Woodall. The women's discus throw, Valerie Allman. The women's 4x100 relay, that included Melissa Jefferson, the Coastal Carolina Shant. I believe that's our first gold medal in Coastal Carolina history. Yeah, I know there's other schools that got lots more, but it's Coastal. That's just not something that happens ever. But now we have our first gold medal. They dominated too in that. I know in the 4x400 they won by what seemed like almost an entire lap. Just some dominating stuff there.
Don't sell your university short, Ryan.
But we got one.
Yeah, see, there you go. It's better than zero.
Better than none.
Yeah.
No doubt. Proud of Melissa for her great Olympics that she had. And then obviously we got 2 basketball gold medals in men's and women. The only 2, well, you can get the 3-on-3 too, but I don't want to talk about that. We did get a bronze in that one. Also, cycling road, we had a gold medal with Kristen Faulkner winning the women's road race. And then in the cycling track, your favorite, where they host that, Jay?
Is that the Circle Velodrome thing? Where did they host that? In France?
Yeah, the Olympics were in France.
I don't know.
You called it the other day.
Oh, the Velodrome. Yeah.
Absolutely. Women's team pursuit, the United States of America got gold in that one. And the women's omnium, Jennifer Valente, got gold in that one. That is for sure. Women's fencing, we got 2 gold medals. We got a gold medal in women's foil individual, Lee Kiefer, and the foil team was another one of our gold medals. In football, what did we get a gold medal in football, Jay? We just talked about it.
For soccer.
Bingo.
Yes.
Bingo.
Yes.
Good job. I'm so proud of you. I am so proud of you. Yes, 1 gold medal there in football. We also had 1 gold medal in golf. Who was that?
Xander Schauffele. Schauffele.
Yeah, 4 years ago. Yeah, absolutely.
Schauffele?
Technically, it was 3 years ago because the COVID delayed it a year.
What?
When Schauffele won the gold.
What? 3 years ago.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Don't be messing with me like that.
Scotty Scheffler won the gold medal this year.
Scotty Scheffler.
Yes.
Oh, my gosh. Why was I thinking Xander?
I don't know. I asked that a lot on this show.
Oh, my
what you were
gosh.
thinking, that's for sure. But so, yes, Scotty Scheffler got gold in that particular one. Then on the rowing side, the men's 4 got gold medal in that. And also in the shooting, we got 1 gold medal. The skeet men for Vincent Hancock, he got a gold medal. We had 5 total medals in shooting, so not a terrible thing there. Surfing, Carolyn Marks got a gold medal in surfing. And in swimming, we had 8 gold medals. We had Katie Ledecky in the 800 free, Katie Ledecky in the 1500 free, Kate Douglas in the 200-meter breaststroke, Tori Husk in the 100-meter butterfly, and the women's 4x100 relay, they got a gold medal as well. And then on the men's side, Bobby Fink got the 1500 freestyle, the 4x100 freestyle, we got gold. And our last and 8th gold medal in swimming was the 4x100 medley relay for the United States of America. And moving right along down to weightlifting, we ended up getting a gold medal in the women's 71 kilograms for Olivia Reeves. And then last but not least, 2 gold medals in wrestling. The women's 50 free, Sarah Ann Hildebrandt, and the freestyle 68 kilogram Amit Allure. And that rounds out your 40 gold medals there. Pretty cool stuff.
Now, is the Olympics over with, or are we still in Olympics?
The Olympics is over.
Is it really?
Yeah.
It's done.
It's done.
All right.
That's what happens when it ends. It's finished.
Okay.
Tom
Just
Cruise
curious.
came down the Eiffel Tower, like belaying or whatever yesterday in the closing ceremonies. I didn't watch them, but saw a highlight of that. So, but yeah, Olympics are over.
Well, dang.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to, let's see how much time we got. I got about a minute and a half. I was going to see, this is what, first, fun fact. You know I love fun facts, and it's not that Xander Schauffele won this year's gold medal. That was last Olympics. The U.S. women's 26 gold medals, 26 out of our 40, are the most by a women's team in a single Olympics. They accounted for 65% of the country's gold medals. It's pretty cool stuff there, Jay.
Very interesting.
Indeed. And then we'll get to this when we get back from this segment. It's AI ranked the top 10 athletes from the Paris Olympics. I want to see what your thoughts were on those. I'm sure it's going to be a lot of nothing, but we'll see how it goes.
It's Monday, Ryan. It's Monday.
I guess I expect nothing less. You're listening to The Inside Drive live here on ESPN Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida. The afternoon underdogs.
On the line with us, and we are looking for the phrase that pays. Caller, what's that phrase that pays?
Shop on.
Yeah, my man.
Yes,
Hey, way to go. Where are you calling from, bro?
I'm driving. Actually, I'm coming down 231.
4 to 6 weekdays. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Joanna with ESPN Northwest Florida with your Monday's weather. This afternoon and evening, there will be a gentle breeze out of the west-southwest, sunshine and 91. Clear skies tonight, about the same at 83, and a wind around 6 miles per hour coming out of the west. Tomorrow, sunny and a light breeze right around 7 miles per hour with a high of 91. About the same at 92 Wednesday, and we'll have sunshine. This forecast is brought to you by Ellis Agency Insurance. Thank you for tuning into ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
At Brock Lawn and Pest Control, we're proud to be awarded the distinction of being Quality Pro certified.
Our technicians have passed rigorous training in eco-friendly application and prevention of pest treatments.
Part of the program is the practice of integrated pest management.
IPM's goal is to prevent pests from ever entering your home. It includes inspection, prevention, education, and, when necessary, application.
We're proud to be Quality Pro certified.
Brock Lawn and Pest Control, the standard and level of trust.
Hi, I'm Sheriff Mike Atkinson. For the last 16 years, you've trusted my leadership at the Walton County Sheriff's Office. In that time, UCR crime rates have dropped 67%. That's no coincidence. You can count on me to serve with continued professionalism and provide the excellent hometown service you want. At our agency, excellence matters, as our law enforcement, fire rescue, and animal services are the first on scene. On Tuesday, August 20th, vote to re-elect Atkinson for Walton County Sheriff.
Paid for by Michael Atkinson Jr., Republican for Sheriff.
We're starting fresh.
Fresh new start.
Locally sourced, farm to radio. The Inside Drive with Ryan Mulvey is live and local. From the Bill Kramer Chevrolet Buick GMC and Kramer Marine Outdoor Studios. on ESPN Northwest Florida.
And we are back. You're listening to the Inside Drive live here on ESPN Northwest Florida. All right, Jay. Well, first, I'm not exactly sure either which, but I think I know the majority of these disciplines. All right. AI. We still good? Okay. Well, there we are. Maybe it's just my, I'm going to blame Sailor. I'm definitely going to blame Sailor because my headphones are just going in and out, in and out. It's definitely got to be her.
It's got to be.
Could you hear it too?
I could.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's not this.
Yeah.
It's not this. Now it sounds fine.
Mm-hmm.
We're good now.
Yeah.
Troublemaker. She's just like a Henley.
Right.
Oh, but anyway, this is just AI ranked. I really don't even know what that means anymore.
Yeah.
But anyway, rank the top 10 athletes from the Paris Olympics. All right, you ready? Those I think are all good. Yeah, mine. Well, his was doing it too, but I think we're good now. Maybe not. Nah, you're fine. Sailor.
Yep.
She's crazy. Whoop, there. Yeah, we're in business now.
Yes, sir.
We're in business now. All right, Jay, here we go. Leon Marchand, number 1. He is from France. Do you know what discipline or sport he was in?
Leon Marchand.
Leon Marchand. He's not related to Chris.
Oh, okay. I was curious.
But Chris does have a lot of French in him, though.
I think it's his birthday today.
It is his birthday today. Happy birthday, Chris.
Let's go the pole vault.
No. You got think of athletes.
I mean, a pole vaulter is an athlete.
Absolutely. Yeah. But Leon Marchand is a swimmer. I don't know off the top of my head what he did, but I know he broke a world record in one of the swimming events and did very well in a lot of other ones. Number 2 on this list, Tori Husk, swimmer from the United States of America. Next, a name you should know, Katie Ledecky.
Okay, she's a swimmer.
Okay, yeah. If you didn't get that one, I was going to have a moment by myself.
Right.
And then Molly.
Did Brian Haddad make this list up?
Well, just wait. Molly O'Callaghan. Looks like she is from Australia, if I got the flag correct. David would know, but the big kangaroo guy he is. I'm not sure what sport she was in, but she's number 4. Reagan Smith from the United States is number 5. Simone Biles, number 6 from the United States. What does Simone Biles do?
She's a gymnast.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Good. Summer McIntosh or it's just MCs. I'm going to go with McIntosh. McIntosh. It's not. Doesn't have the A.
She's a Canadian swimmer.
Yeah. She likes apples too.
Yeah.
Gabby Thomas, number 8. Did you get that? Why the apples? What type of apples? Macintosh apples.
Oh, I thought there was only one, and that's Gala.
There's like 17 different types of apples. Have you been to the grocery store ever?
I go every day.
Yeah. Well, you just hone in on the Gala apples?
That Gala is the only way.
Man.
Yes. Apple Day keeps the doctor away.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
There are over 7,500 varieties of apples.
No way.
7,500. I was close. Yeah. Nope, there's not. You should at least know there's Granny Smith green apples, too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Washington
Red
apples.
Delicious.
Red Delicious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're all expensive. I know that.
They are.
Gabby Thomas, number 8. Steph Curry, number 9. And Sydney McLaughlin-Levrone coming in at number 10.
Sydney McLaughlin.
Take it.
What did she do?
She was the hurdler. I think she won the big one.
Gotcha.
Yeah, she did fantastic, too. She dominated the competition.
Very cool.
Yep. So, that's all I got on that. Gonna have to wind out the Olympics at some point, so I figured it'd be today.
Yeah.
But just like that, it's come and gone. They did pass the torch over, where the next Summer Olympics are?
Let's see. It's going to be 2028 in...
That is correct. 2028 is correct.
Los Angeles, California.
Wow.
I just... Is that right?
That is correct.
Right.
Yeah, it is. That's
I don't know how I know that.
I was regardless of what your answer is, I'm surprised either way, because I'm either surprised of what you said because it's so far off, or I'm surprised that you knew it.
Right.
So it's a surprise either way when you answer a question.
And the Winter Olympics are coming to Salt Lake City, Utah in 2034.
Yeah.
I did hear that one as well.
They're coming back to Salt Lake City, just like they're coming back to Los Angeles.
That's right.
I think 1984, 82, something, 84. No, 82. I think it was 82. I'm not sure. I think it was 82 because the Winter Olympics were in 80. So I'm getting the only reason I know that is because the Miracle on Ice, Lake Placid in USA versus the CCR.
Has Miami ever hosted the Summer Olympics? It seems like Miami would be a great place. But
I don't know. I don't think so. But you can look it up and let us know. I know your Atlanta has hosted before.
Yeah. That was
It was 84.
84?
84.
So I wonder what happened, because 80 was the Winter Olympics, and so you would think that 84 would have been the Winter Olympics as well.
Yeah.
But it wasn't. So 84, and that because it was the year I was born. That's right, Los Angeles.
You're 85.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But yeah, coming up next in Los Angeles, and some exciting stuff. Hopefully we'll...
Looks like there was a boycott in 1980 because of the Olympics being held in Russia.
We've really come a long way in 40 years.
Yes, we
Still
have.
doing the same things. So I guess at some point then it got back on schedule, because in 80 was the Winter Olympics too, right? So were they at one point, were they hand in hand maybe? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. You should know this, Jay.
No.
This is kind of your
useless information?
Yeah. I know it's not useless. We're talking about it right now.
Yeah.
Speaking of useless, did you watch any NFL preseason action?
I did not, but I wanted to get y'all's take on your teams, because didn't your teams play each other this Saturday? Yeah. And I know preseason doesn't.
It doesn't, no.
It
doesn't. But no, it's still football.
No, I feel like for the Titans, there was a lot more to watch than
I would
for
agree.
the San Francisco 49ers, meaning like it's a brand new ball club essentially from the top to the bottom. So honestly, it was terrible. Great. Here's what I mean by that, right? Is you watch Calvin Ridley, like, okay, he's looking pretty good. Tony Pollard looking pretty good.
Even Tajay
now
Spears
I have
is
like
pretty good.
this strange sense of hope for the season. Like, man, we might have like a little squad, and I know, like, in the back of my mind that's just not true. It's not true. So it was bad, but I mean, they look kind of good. It was the beginning of the game, first couple of quarters were actually pretty interesting. Then it slowed down tremendously after that. But I watched way too much preseason football this weekend.
I was pleased because the NFL Network on YouTube TV actually had 3 different games. It didn't give me the regional blackout, so I was able to see the Niners and the Titans, and unfortunately see the Niners get D. Winters injured, and Ambry Thomas broke his forearm, and they actually canceled the joint practice with the Saints this week because they sustained so many injuries. But a lot of guys, Bosa, McCaffrey, didn't make the trip out to Nashville, but Kittle hosted a bunch of guys from the team at his Nashville home up there.
Very cool.
So, but yeah, there's a lot of rookie performances, and that's really what the preseason. Ooh, here we go. The Winter and Summer Olympics used to be the same year, but the IOC split the year starting in 1994, going to a 2-year separation. Thank you, Steve Wiley. I knew there was an answer there, and I didn't have the time. Didn't have the time to look it up.
Yeah.
To appreciate Steve listening and go from there.
There you go.
But yeah, preseason football got underway last Thursday. We talked about that, but not that the scores really matter. So I want to talk more about some of the rookie quarterbacks. And this is a list coming from Josh Edwards from the NFL Network. And he ranked the rookie debuts for quarterbacks 1 through 6, Jay. Who do you think was number 1 on the list?
Rookie quarterbacks,
Rookie quarterbacks, a lot of them made their debut this past weekend, playing in the first preseason game. Second for some.
Don't know if I could really even tell you a rookie quarterback right off the cuff.
Really?
Yeah.
And we do this? Well, you've been gone for a while.
Yeah.
Nobody? Number 1 draft pick?
The thing is I'll
That's
educate.
a good guess to start with.
So here's the way this will kind of play out. I'll educate myself throughout, week 12, week 13, and then I'll get to a point where I can kind of probably name a few names by week 12,
And then you
13.
forget.
Yeah, it's kind of this will be like school for me. I'll go from grade to grade.
Well, there was a correlation. This, according to Josh Edwards, this rookie quarterback had the best rookie performance. He was also the number 1 draft pick this past year.
Caleb Williams.
See, you do know names.
Yes,
you do know
thank
names.
you.
Yes, Caleb Williams had a good start. He only, threw the ball 7 times, but he had 94 yards on 7 passes. And he actually, some of the passes he made on the runs, they look pretty decent. Again, you got to be careful with the preseason stuff. But Caleb Williams, he had as number 1. A surprising name coming at number 2 was former Auburn and Oregon quarterback. Jay, who is that?
Bo Nix.
Bo Nix had a decent preseason start. He is competing with 2 other guys to get that starting job there in Denver. You got Zach Wilson, you got Jared Stidham, and then, of course, Bo Nix, who played many, many years in college. Him and Zach Wilson, Bo actually had the majority of the reps. He was 15 of 21 for 125 yards and a touchdown. Not a bad debut there for Bo Nix. Next on the list, he was the quarterback at Michigan last year, Jay Henley. I'm trying to give you hints here.
Boy.
That should be fairly easy.
It should be. And I'm not, I could be searching this up. I mean, I'm playing fair.
No, we know. The only time you cheated is when you were going against a 9-year-old in trivia.
That's right.
Dave is hawking your computer to make sure.
Yeah, because you do have Google up over there. So
just Google. Yeah, he's got to be ready at all times.
It's typed into the search bar. I just can't read it from here. And the fact that he's kind of trying to block me right now leads me to believe that he might be in a little lying whitely over there.
Well, our listeners will know if he's searching up something or not based on if he gets the answers right or not. You don't have to close your laptop. We're okay here. This isn't a mega competition. Played at Michigan. He's got initials.
Help me.
Help me, Rhonda. Help me,
Rhonda.
Yeah. Well, he had the lion's share of the, he kind of split it with Jaron Hall a little bit, but he was 11 of 17 for 188 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 1 interception. That is J.J. McCarthy.
Wouldn't have got that in a million years, Ryan.
That's okay. It's some antlers. Some antlers banging around. But, Sam Darnold has been named the starter, I believe, but J.J. McCarthy is kind of showing out there in the preseason and trying to make a name for himself. All right, 4th on Josh Edwards' ranking rookie QB preseason debuts is going to be a quarterback from the Atlanta Falcons, Jay. You've got to be able to get this one.
Desmond Ridder?
Oh, my gosh. Yeah, Desmond Ridder. Last year.
He's
not on the Falcons anymore, but that's why we're going through this exercise, because you're getting to know it and you're getting to see what it's all about.
We know Cousins is not a rookie by any means, so we're eliminating that one.
He did not see a single snap either, because he's still getting back and be ready to go for the start of the season. Come on. A lot of criticism on the Falcons for taking this quarterback with their first-round pick, when they already had Kirk Cousins' mega contract there. But
yes, I remember all that, but I can't remember his name.
It was a quarterback at Washington.
That does not.
Yeah, I was going to say, that doesn't give him a hint.
I was going to say,
he's left-handed.
Okay.
That probably doesn't help at all either.
Yeah.
Nothing?
Last name starts with a P.
And ends with a junior.
Oh, Penix Jr. Thank you.
I was trying to see what the light bulb would be.
Yes.
But yes, Michael Penix Jr., he was 9 of 16 for 104 yards. Nothing too spectacular, but didn't really make any mistakes either. So he did get some good preseason action there. What we may not be criticizing the Falcons a few years down the road when Kirk Cousins retires and Michael Penix Jr. had 2 or 3 years to kind of sit behind and learn, and maybe the Falcons are a lot smarter than we are. History doesn't prove that, but you never know. Next on the list, number 5 for the Washington Commanders. He played for the LSU Tigers, Jay, and Arizona State too as well.
How about Jaden Daniels?
Look at you.
Unbelievable.
I just don't know why are some of these in there and why are some of them not? That's the real question. He was only out there for a little bit, as he is the starting quarterback this year, so they're trying to make sure nothing too crazy happens. He was 2 for 3 for 45 yards, but I think had one pretty good connection there on he only 2 completed passes for 45 yards, not bad. Jeff Driscoll and Sam Hartman got the majority of the reps for the Washington Commanders in that one. Last but not least, on his top 6 rookie quarterback debuts, that's going to be Drake May from the New England Patriots. Where did he play college, Jay? Because I don't know if you would have got. I've asked you this before on the air.
Wasn't he a Tar Heel?
Yeah.
Hey, all right.
All right, you remembered something.
Yep,
Good
I did.
stuff. Good stuff. I am trying to find when did they play? The Patriots. Did they play?
They were Thursday or Friday?
They were Thursday already. Yeah, Drake May and Bailey Zappi got the majority of the reps there. Drake May was 2 for 3 for 19 yards. Joe Milton, yeah, that's right. We talked about Joe Milton and his nice escapability that he had. Made a real nice play there in the preseason. But yeah, I mean, and like David said, when we were talking about betting, if you would have bet the Niners with the points, they would have covered. But I think they were.
I did.
Did you?
Yeah.
Nice. With the points?
Yeah.
Nice.
5.5.
5.5. That was perfect. Oh, man. Yeah, it's a lot of these preseason games, they're kind of exciting. The teams got a few of their starters in there, and then as it gets to the second half, it's just, bet the under.
What's the one thing they could do to put some skin in the game for these preseason? Do you think it'll ever happen?
No. They've reduced the preseason week now, and I mean, especially if they go to the 18-game season.
See, the more that I watch preseason football, the more that I disagree with that sentiment. For the fans, maybe they feel that way, right? But there's so much skin in the game for these young players who are either practice squad or whatever. And you go to the Eagles-Ravens game, right? Ravens undefeated in preseason. You know what I mean? Haven't lost in forever. And
that matters.
Right. Well, I mean, I think it's 21 games, right? And then playing the Eagles, Jake Elliott misses a field goal. The Ravens are going to try to go down the field.
Looks like it's destiny.
They cause a fumble. Jake Elliott gets another opportunity at 49 yards. They kick it, and all the dudes on the sideline, maybe not your top tier players, but are jumping up and down like they just won, not the Super Bowl or anything, but those games do matter. So maybe not to the fans, but I really enjoyed watching the Tennessee Titans because it's not like, okay, well, we know, Ryan Tannehill and Derrick Henry aren't going to be playing, or they're going to play minimal. No, it's Will Levis, and he played a decent amount.
Yeah. Like halfway through the second quarter, I think. But yeah, your Calvin Ridley was out. The only one that wasn't out there was D-Hop, right?
He's out for probably now 3 to 5 weeks.
But I mean, the rotation of Spears and Pollard. I mean, Tajay Spears looked pretty elusive as well there in the backfield.
Yeah, he
not the biggest fella, but
exactly, he's one of those guys that you want to see in the slip screens. I was really surprised by Pollard. I mean, if they can get him loose, it could be a decent year. But again, I gotta squash these hopes that I'm starting to build up a little bit over here.
That's okay. Yeah, you just
deal with reality.
But hey, maybe reality is different than you're used to.
Could be.
Guess we'll find out.
It could be.
We'll find out. I was watching the Minnesota Vikings and the Raiders. I believe that was on Saturday as well.
Oh yeah, that was a good game.
They had Justin Jefferson mic'd up for the entire second quarter, and it was. I'm assuming he wasn't doing it because he was mic'd up, but he was just so fired up for his teammates. These younger guys making catches. He was fired up for it. It was just really cool to hear him get so excited for his teammates. Obviously, he didn't dress out because he's Justin Jefferson.
He kind of did. All he needed was the helmet and the shoulder pads. I like that.
Yep. He's wearing a jersey and everything. But yeah, it's just. And I think I'm with you, David. That you're trying to learn a lot, and there's a lot of guys that this is maybe their only NFL action ever. Mm-hmm. So they've got to put it all on the line. Jameis Winston had this he always has these crazy pregame speeches, but he had a really cool pregame speech for the Browns, talking to the guys that, you've got to leave it all out there. This is preseason, but this is your shot, to make those plays. And some of these guys only get a couple plays to try to make the team. But you got about 2 weeks till the final roster cuts before the season gets started. And preseason football, week 1 is over. Week 2 starts this next week coming up, Jim.
Let's go.
All right, we're going to talk a little NASCAR when we get back. You guys are listening to The Inside Drive live here on ESPN Northwest Florida.
Are you ready to go under the lights? Mosley Dolphin football is back. ESPN Northwest Florida brings you live play-by-play coverage all season long. With David Hayes.
Touchdown, Mosley Dolphins!
And Kyle Wright.
And the interception turns into points for the Mosley offense.
The Mosley Dolphins take on rivals Niceville, Rutherford, and the Bay Tornadoes. Exclusively on ESPN Northwest Florida.
In the jewelry business, there is no substitute for experience. David Adamson has over 46 years of experience, 32 of those in Lynn Haven. Designing and creating fine jewelry is more than a job for David, it's a joy. If you're looking for a spectacular jewelry design that says you, or perhaps you need your jewelry repaired, look no further than David Adamson Adamson Designer Jewelry. All work is done in-house and always to your complete satisfaction. Stop in today at David Adamson Designer Jewelry, 830 Ohio Avenue in Lynn Haven. They're on Facebook and at pcjeweler.com.
Point! Hey, you okay? You don't normally miss those shots.
I just haven't been as regular lately, and it's making me feel sluggish.
You should try Metamucil. It's been a game changer for me. Metamucil's plant-based psyllium fiber helps trap and remove the waste that weighs you down. Ace! You're moving better than you were last week.
Definitely.
Metamucil keeps you moving. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Learn more at Metamucil.com.
Are you tired of hearing 2 weeks when you call to get your boat worked on? Hey folks, it's Chris Kramer with Kramer Marine and Outdoor, and we'll get you in and back out on the water as quick as possible. We're a full-line Yamaha outboard dealer and Suzuki outboard dealer, and we have master-trained certified mechanics on site. So if it's just an annual service, electronics install, trolling motor install, or all the way up to a full repower, we can take care of you. So stop by and see us in the corner of Frankfurt and 23rd next to Bill Kramer GM, or call us at 850-851-0453.
From the beach to the bay to the backyard, it's the Inside Drive from the Bill Kramer Marine and Outdoor Studio.
I've got sand in my underpants.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back. You're listening to the Inside Drive live here on ESPN Northwest Florida. Jay, name that tune.
It's an interesting one.
Little electric keyboard in there.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of some 80s action, maybe?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Not Rocky.
No. Gosh, no. Doesn't, well, maybe it is.
I mean, I would have never guessed this.
Yeah, I have no idea.
I just saw it new on the hotkey, so I was like, let's find out what this jam's about. Now, the more that it builds, the more I'm like, all right.
This sounds familiar.
Got the heads bobbing.
This is 80s all day.
It's the build-up.
It is.
With the drums.
Yeah, they don't have any electric keyboard. Don't forget about that.
Come with the kick drum. Come.
That was good.
All right, well,
come with a kick drum.
What is that from?
That's from the Vince Vaughn movie where he's dating Jennifer Aniston.
The Breakup.
The Breakup. Yeah.
Yep.
Now Gary with the kick drum. come.
Yes, where they're yep.
That was it for Vince Vaughn. He's like, I'm out of your family. Like this is not good.
Yep, absolutely. What's the name of that song, David?
The name? Do you want the artist and everything?
Yeah, the whole kit and caboodle.
All right, it's Van Halen. I'll wait.
It felt a little Van Halen.
It did.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Well, we're going to talk NASCAR once Alan gives us a call. I know he's up there in Richmond as we speak, wrapping up a few meetings, but he was at Richmond Motor Speedway yesterday and got some interviews and some insight that we certainly want to talk about on the air. But while we're waiting for him to give us a shout, I think we did this one time when you weren't here, and we kind of updated remember we picked all the division winners for Major League Baseball to start the season?
Oh, yeah.
Do you want to know where we stand?
Oh, my gosh, yes.
Or do you want to talk about the Braves first?
I don't know if we want
Ain't
to
nothing to talk about there.
Yeah, no kid.
Pissing away huge leads. That's all. Man, get it together, boys.
Against the Rockies. I mean, I get you're out west, but come on, man.
Yeah.
Maybe several years after this, the injuries will go down because they've had so many this year.
Right.
I would hope so.
Yeah.
But you just never can tell year to year.
That's it. Each year. And that's the thing. One year could be so good, and the next year, it's part of the game.
Well, the Braves, to me, are competing against college football, in my opinion. Don't you? I mean, do you agree? I mean,
the Braves are competing.
They're trying to get the same players?
Well, no, I'm just saying from a viership standpoint. It's like
they're not competing, guys. College football's got them.
Yeah. NFL, college football, everything else.
Yeah, maybe in certain areas of the country, like the Dodgers. If USC and UCLA is not playing very good football, maybe baseball's still going to be king over there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then once football starts,
you got two NFL teams right there.
Yeah,
interesting. But yes. All right, let's go, Jay. See how fast I can do this. All right, NL East. That's pretty much probably out the window for all three of us.
What's it? 6.5? Lead 7.5, maybe.
Let me. I got the wild card up right now. Let me look at the actual. Let's see, NL East 7.5 games back. And what do we got?
We're just lucky that the Phillies have been losing too.
I know. Yeah, Phillies have lost 3 straight. Whole division's been losing a little bit right now, which, could be good or bad. But all 3 of us did pick the Atlanta Braves to win the NL East. And it's going to take a miracle for that to happen, but you never know, Jay.
Can I change my answer, sir? I'll go into the spreadsheet and edit it later.
There you go. I'm going to enable tracking on the spreadsheet. David edited all of his NL division picks.
Now, look, 7.5 games is not a lot of games.
If you win 8 and the other team loses 8,
yeah,
absolutely.
It's not impossible.
No. It's not impossible.
But the way that they're playing ball right now
makes it
a
very uphill battle.
Yes.
Yes.
Maybe not Everest-like.
How about the yodeler on The Price is Right?
There you
go. That's basically the hill that they got to climb. Yodeler.
Yeah, and then they fought. He fell off at 25 or 26. I feel like
it depends on what you bid on the thing. If you bid too high,
Yeah.
he falls right off the cliff, and then you lose. And it's not good.
But we're above 500, though. I mean, 500 is great in baseball. Anyways.
Sure.
That's a little bit of a strong adjective there.
For mediocre teams, yeah. Absolutely. You wearing your Braves cap, though. Looking good.
Yeah.
Looking good.
Thank you.
That's classic.
Thanks.
NL Central, Jay, you picked the Pirates, David picked the Cubs, and I picked the Reds. The current NL Central standings are the Brew Crew is 7.5 games ahead of the St. Louis Cardinals, 9 games ahead of the Cubs, and 10.5 games ahead of the Cincinnati Reds. Doesn't look like anybody's going to get that one.
Nope.
Who did we all pick again?
You picked the Pirates, which, pretty good pick, and then I picked the Reds, and David picked the Cubbies there. So, yeah.
We got last place in all of those. Like first, we got to cover first, second, third.
Yeah, you're last. I'm second to last. David's third to last.
Yeah.
But there's only 5, so you could actually look at it as you're third best, or he's third best. I'm fourth best, and you're fifth best.
There you go.
Woo! All right. Woo! On the NL West side of things, you picked the Diamondbacks, Jay, and then David and I both picked the Dodgers. Currently, the Dodgers are 3.5 games ahead of the Diamondbacks. And the San Diego Padres, technically. But
yeah, they're tied, I believe.
Yep, they're both tied, 66 and 53. Both 8-2 in their last 10, too, by the way. So it's heating up a little bit over there.
They're playing really good ball. And you mentioned, too, the Giants there. Right there with the Cardinals in the wild card race. So watch out for them squads.
That's the race.
Oh, we do have a date with the Giants coming up.
Yeah. So we got first and second covered in that one, Jay. We really flipped it around there. And then on the AL East side of things, you picked Baltimore. I picked the Red Sox, and David picked the Yankees.
Ooh.
So, looks like you and David are right there tied.
Yeah.
Currently 70 and 49. Boston Red Sox 7.5 games back in that one. So that one looks like it's going to come down to the wire between you two. I'm kind of eliminated in that one. AL Central, Jay, you took the Detroit Tigers. David took the Minnesota Twins, and I took the Cleveland Guardians / Indians. I believe, I'm going to pull it up, but I believe the Guardians have a pretty significant... they're 3 games ahead of the Minnesota Twins, and then the Detroit Tigers are 13.5 games back.
Yeah, Twins are really having a kind of a silent season. Not really being not getting a lot of attention on them right now because of how well the Guardians are playing.
Yeah, definitely. I think the Guardians have been kind of trending down just a little bit. They are 3-7 in their last 10 games, so giving the Minnesota Twins a little bit of an opportunity to keep heading up there. But we got first and second locked down in that one as well, so we kind of trended in the right direction. And then last but not least, in the AL West, Jay, you took the Angels, David took the Astros, and I took the Mariners. I know the Mariners are right there with the Houston Astros. Man, me and D. Hayes got this 1-2 battling it out here in at least a couple of them. So we'll see how that all shakes out. But the Houston Astros and the Seattle Mariners both tied. Houston 62 and 55, and the Mariners are 63 and 56, with the Texas Rangers being 7.5 games back, and the Los Angeles Angels. Your pick there, Jay, is what I say, 10.5 games back.
Yeah,
It's not as bad as 11.5 games back. As I mentioned, on the wild card side of things, the AL wild card, currently the Yankees and the Orioles are 4.5 games ahead. Minnesota Twins are a half game ahead. And then the Kansas City Royals are in the last wild card spot right now with the Seattle Mariners a couple games back. AL is just seems to be the stout this year. Not this year in general, but just kind of in comparison to the NL side of things. The wild card record, 66-53 has got the first wild card spot, and the Mariners are pretty much that same way. All right, Dodgers, Phillies, Brewers leading their divisions. The Arizona Diamondbacks 4 games ahead, tied with the San Diego Padres 4 games ahead. Even though the Braves are 3-7 in their last 10, they are still holding on to that third and final wild card spot, a half game ahead of the New York Mets. Jay?
Yes.
What you got?
I got nothing.
What do the Braves got to do besides win?
Oh, boy.
Just got to Al Davis it, right?
Yeah. I mean, and don't, finish the drill and don't, give up a lead in the 8th inning of 7 runs.
It's not good.
Like, that is not good. That's not World Series capabilities for a team. So,
well, you know what was World Series capability, or at least felt like? Over 300 home runs last season, and they didn't make it out of the divisional round for the second year in a row. So,
yep.
It's one of those things. I mean, they got to get the bats hot. They've got to find a way to get the bats hot, and it just seems like when they do get the bats hot, that's when the pitching wants to implode on us. So, I don't know. I'm thinking September's going to be a long month for Braves fans, but we'll have college football to distract us from that.
There you go. Absolutely. Yep. It'll be switching here quickly. What is it? 12 days? Soon to be 11. Soon to be 11. Oh, we almost lost David Hayes back there. What? Somebody needs to tighten one of those bolts on that chair.
Oh, it's got this option to be able to lean the back or whatever.
Dang,
but then
fancy.
if you let it go back too far and you lean back a little bit,
center of gravity,
you're going down.
That's it. Rhythm and balance, Jay.
Rhythm and balance.
Rhythm and balance.
Yeah. Luckily, I had the rhythm to move myself forward there. Else that could have been a concussion.
Ooh, yes.
Would that be workers' compensation there?
I don't play those stupid games.
Now, if a piece of equipment,
something crazy like that,
you cause your own issue. Yeah.
The stupidity needs to be dealt with privately.
Yeah. Oh goodness, I like that. You did mention the PGA Tour. You watched that. Tell us who won. I don't even know. No, I do know, but
it was background music.
Hey man, you're so
someone call it white noise,
brown noise, blue noise.
I did not know that Rye came back and won. That's
well, that one guy, I forget. I don't know exactly what he did, but the guy you were talking about earlier, didn't he do a 3-putt from inside 5 feet or something like that?
Guy. Okay,
yeah.
Gracerman.
Yes,
yeah.
Yeah. Everybody's favorite.
Yeah. Oh yeah. JJ Spawn right there. A few shots from
all these people we know and love.
Oh yeah,
definitely. But hey, FedEx Cup's coming up. What, this week starts? Right?
Really?
Doesn't it?
It seems like it's about that time.
It is indeed. The FedEx St. Jude Championship starts, followed by the BMW Championship, followed by the Tour Championship. So basically, if you didn't make the top 70, you are not going to be playing any more golf until the new season starts in the fall swing.
A lot of time to get better.
A lot of time to get better. Hopefully the PGA Tour can get better as well and figure it out. But a couple gentlemen right on the cut line. You had Brendan Todd, Seamus Power, Nick Dunlap, Jonathan Vegas, Emmanuel Grillo, and Victor Perez sneak in to the top 70. Davis Riley, Andrew Putman, Kurt Kitayama, Luke List, and Adam Svensson are your first 5 out.
Emilio.
Who's 1 and 2 on the FedEx Cup standings?
Oh boy!
If you can't,
Scotty Scheffler.
Okay, he's 1.
Yeah, and Xander Schauffele.
Yes.
All right,
yes.
Man, I'm on fire.
You're
baby.
on fire. Yeah.
The smartest man alive.
That was a toss-up. All right, who's number 3 on the list then, Mr. Cocky?
Oh boy, let's go. Don't have a clue.
Rory McIlroy.
I thought he would.
Who's number 4 on the list?
Keep going.
Come on.
Tell me.
He won a PGA Championship and a British Open.
Wyndham Clark? No.
But Wyndham Clark is 5th on the list.
Is he?
Yeah, but he only won a U.S. Open.
Ah, man.
Come on. Who does Keith always butcher?
Oh, who does he butcher?
I'm asking you, Jay.
I got CRS on Monday. That means can't remember stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wee.
Oh,
Maxwell.
Morikawa.
Morikawa. Absolutely. He's number 4 on the FedEx Cup list, as Jay already mentioned. Wyndham Clark up there. Ludwig Aubert coming in at 6. Heath Theegala, number 7. Hideki Matsuyama, 8. Sanjay M, number 9. And then the Irishman Shane Lowry rounding out your Comcast Business Top 10. Did you know, Jay, that the Comcast Business Top 10 gets you, if your first night, gets you an extra $8 million?
No way.
So guess what Scotty Scheffler got?
$8 million.
$8 million. Didn't even play this past week. Comes off the gold medal, wins himself $8 million. And he's got a chance to win another, 25, 30, something like that in the FedEx Cup if you're the final champion. I think they keep raising the prize money up.
Yeah. Diapers and baby food, man.
It's expensive.
It's expensive.
Hey, you get a lot of that with $8 million, though.
Yeah.
Maybe you can hire some people to help. Anyway, we got to take a quick break. It's the top of the hour. You guys are listening to The Inside Drive. Hoping to get Alan Sandage on the line, but we'll dive into some afternoon delight debriefs until we get him because we got to hear his story from the press conference yesterday. We will be right back.
The new app from 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida is designed specifically for sports fanatics like you. The sports content you demand is always on. Live stream our national and local sports talk anywhere you go. Reach us on all social media. You can also be a part of the show. Call and text into our studios. Plus, up-to-the-minute weather and traffic maps. The new app from 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida is available at the Apple Store and Google Play.
This is Joanna with ESPN Northwest Florida with your Monday's weather. This afternoon and evening, there will be a gentle breeze out of the west-southwest, sunshine and 91. Clear skies tonight, about the same at 83, and a wind around 6 miles per hour coming out of the west. Tomorrow, sunny and a light breeze right around 7 miles per hour with a high of 91. About the same at 92 Wednesday, and we'll have sunshine. This forecast is brought to you by Ellis Agency Insurance. Thank you for tuning into ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
If you spend any time at all in your yard, you're going to encounter fire ants.
We know they can ruin a party. That's why we're this area's experts at fire ant elimination.
As your certified top choice professional, we will rid your yard of these unwanted invaders. Brock Pest is so sure they'll get rid of fire ants that they offer a 1-year guarantee.
Enjoy your yard fire ant free. We guarantee it. Give us a call for your free consultation.
Brock Lawn and Pest Control, our family protecting yours since 1968.
Golf is a game that should be fun, but to have the most fun, you need to play your best. That's where the experts at Golf Plus come in. Their friendly staff will guide you through the buying process, answer all your questions, and can help with any repairs you need along the way. Golf Plus is your custom fitting, club repair, and golf retail shop. Golf Plus staff is non-commissioned and will work with you to find the best product for your game, just like they've been doing since 1988. Golf Plus in Dothan and Panama City Beach. Fitting, repair, retail. That's Golf Plus.
WGSX Lynn Haven, WVLQ Port St. Joe. Powered by Panama City Toyota. ESPN Northwest Florida.
He has one man to beat. He beat him. George Wells Hunter. Touchdown Auburn.
Kickoff on the Plains is coming.
15-10. Ford to the end zone. Touchdown Peyton Ford.
Auburn football returns August 31st.
The kick is on the way. The season is underway.
Only on your home for the Tigers.
Auburn fans, we're bringing you every single game this season on the exclusive home for the Auburn Tigers on the Gulf Coast. ESPN Northwest Florida, War Eagle.
And now the Inside Drive with Ryan Mulvey.
We're going to have a talk.
Tell me what you know. Broadcasting from the Bill Kramer Chevrolet Buick GMC and Kramer Marine Outdoor Studios.
It's a frantic noise.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Sky rockets in flight. Afternoon delight.
And we are back. You're listening to the Inside Drive live here on ESPN Northwest Florida. 104.3 in Panama City and Panama City Beach. 101.9 in Port St. Joe along the beautiful Forgotten Coast. You can watch, like, listen, comment, subscribe, share, follow social media, Facebook, Twitch, YouTube. Just search ESPN Northwest Florida. You can also download our free mobile app inside the Google Play or Apple Store. That one you do need to search 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Also, head over to our TikTok page. That's inside.drive. You can also go to ESPNPC.com. Check out KHS TV while you're there. You can get every single channel you could possibly want, every game, every day. Jay Hanley's going to sign up for it, and he's going to tell us all about sports in the future. We cannot wait. Also got to give a big shout out to our studio sponsor. That's Bill Kramer GM and Kramer Marine and Outdoor. Dealership is loaded. They got to get those 24s out. Those 25s want to come in. Great incentives, great rates. Rates are coming down as we speak. I don't know if that's good or bad or indifferent, but we'll see what happens. You can check all their new and used vehicles right there at the corner of Frankfurt and 23rd Street. That's Bill Kramer GM. You give them a call, 850-250-1403. They will make it easy and
take great care of you.
And speaking of taking great care of you, Kramer Marine and Outdoor. The temperature may start getting a little cooler. Last week was absolutely brutal. One of the hottest weeks I feel like we've had in a long, long time. But
I felt it this morning.
This morning, it kind of felt a little bit better.
It did.
Maybe. Still warm.
Just a hair.
Still going to be warm for a while, but like I was telling Beth yesterday, it's still gets up in the 80s and the 90s in September and October, but it's the night temperatures that make the difference. They get down to the 70s, even in October you get down into the 60s, and that certainly feels a lot better than 81 degrees when it's 9 o'clock outside.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, absolutely. So, what do you need to get? You need to get a boat so you can get out on the water and get even cooler. And Kramer Marine and Outdoor will take care of all those needs for you. They sell Seabourn, Spider, Sundance, and Skeeter. You can check out all that new and used inventory at KramerMarineandOutdoor.com. And they'll even come out to you with their mobile service to get you back out on the water ASAP. I also want to give a quick PSA. The Toys for Kids golf tournament. I serve on the Toys for Kids group there, and that's coming up at Bay Point. I'm pretty sure all the teams are sold out, but if you're looking to get your business in front of a lot of people, we still have whole sponsorships available, so you can reach out to me, reach out to Chris Motes, reach out to anybody with Toys for Kids, and you can get some stuff going there as well. Also, Mosley football. Jay Henley, who's calling that?
That would be David Hayes and Kyle Wright.
There you go. Looking forward to hearing them in the booth again. ESPN Northwest Florida always presents Mosley football. First game is going to be Friday, August 23rd. They will play against Bozeman. Or no, not Bozeman. Rutherford. That's hard to read. Rutherford will be playing Mosley there at the Tommy Oliver Stadium.
Give me your best Dolphin.
You did a great one.
No, no.
Yes, you did.
I want to hear yours.
Yes, you did. I hope it made the promo, too, by the way. That's not bad.
Is that not bad? There you go. I like yours better.
It's the fast twitch muscles, man. It's everything. It's fast. It's just how it works. Yeah. But yeah, looking forward to listening to DJ Davey Crockett and Kyle Wright. You're number 3, D. Hayes. You're number 3 doing this.
Third season. Yeah. I was like, I didn't know broadcasters had numbers. Yeah, sure. Number 3, Dale Earnhardt, baby.
There you go. Number 3. Yes, your third season calling Mosley football. Man, good stuff. Good stuff. Looking forward to listening to you guys do that. I know. She's just she wants to talk on the mic. Look, she does. She wants to talk on the mic.
Yeah, I think the county's in a good area for football. We'll see how it all plays out, though.
Totally agree, and appreciate Josh Lash putting together this Bay District football schedule for me just to make it even easier. We'll talk a little bit about South Walton and some of our other areas. Port St. Joe we'll talk about too, as they are both in our listening area. So we're looking forward to listening to Mosley football right here on ESPN Northwest Florida. You just go to the game, you pop your earbuds in, pull up your app that you downloaded where?
104.3 ESPN on the Google Play or Apple Store.
There you go. And you can listen to David Hayes' beautiful voice calling those play-by-play games. I'm looking forward to it. I don't know about you.
Me too.
There you go.
And add some fall weather into it.
Damn. It's a deadly combination of things.
If you want to make it even better, though, go get you an actual handheld radio when you go to the game, because then that way you're hearing it real time and not... Well, let's get a breakdown of the previous play, Bob.
That's an expert tip.
Yeah.
Get you a handheld, plug your headphones into it and just listen to it over the airways. That way you're getting it in real time. Like you said, with the app, it does have to go up to the satellites and then come all the way back down, which is going to give you a little bit of a delay.
And it does make for a better experience. I mean, if you go, I remember going back to the NASCAR days where you could listen to the spotters. You know, you could go and buy like a radio for the race and hear the spotters. It just adds a little bit more to the experience.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of people do that at college football games too.
Yeah.
I mean, that's probably more common than anywhere, I would imagine.
Yeah, it used to be like that at baseball games, right? You'd have the guys with the big headphones on. I think Steve Bartman, the Cub guy. Yeah, he was listening to the game while he was there in the stands. But yeah, they still do that at NASCAR. In fact, sometimes I'll be listening to the the scanners and whatnot on the NASCAR app.
Yeah,
big NASCAR guy, aren't you? Hopefully Alan calls in because I don't want to tell this story for him because he was there and it's just such a good one.
I know.
He's ranting to his boss is what he just said back. So, anyway, you got any afternoon delight debriefs? I got a couple I could talk about while you do a little searching if you haven't already.
Well,
our entire listening audience knows you haven't already.
I came across, and I don't know, this is kind of odd news or whatever, but
that's the whole point of this segment.
I guess it is, right? How about this town in Alaska? It's Whittier, Alaska is the name.
Whittier. A witty
Whittier?
saying proves nothing.
There's a Whittier, North Carolina.
Ooh.
But this is Whittier, Alaska.
Okay.
Known for having nearly the entire population living in one single apartment building. That'd be kind of odd. The building's
Depends
called...
on your population, I guess.
Well, that's
I'm
true.
listening.
The building is called Bijik Towers. It's a 14-story apartment complex that houses over 90% of the town's residents. There's only 272 people that live in this town. This has earned Whittier the nickname of Town Under One Roof. How about that?
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Technical difficulties here. Hold on one second there, Mauve Dog.
It's okay. We're on your time.
No. Come on. Let's see. All right. So this has earned Whittier the nickname Town Under One Roof. The building, originally constructed as an Army barrack, now serves as a cozy condominium featuring a post office, general store, police station, laundromat, health clinic. The mayor's office is in this building, and a heated indoor pool.
Ooh.
Whittier, Alaska is accessible only by air or through a single-lane tunnel that stretches over 2 miles through neighboring Maynard Mountain. The town's making of the Bijik Towers a convenient and practical living solution for the residents. In addition to the tower, there is a second condo building in the town where the remaining residents live. The town's school and gym are located in a separate structure but are connected to the towers by a tunnel, allowing for easy access during the winter months.
Whew. When you got this on a map, is it like way up there in Alaska?
Yeah, I haven't looked at it.
Little remote, probably.
I bet it is.
Hey, no single-family homes available there. Everything's condo or apartment living. 272, huh?
Oh, it's way up there.
Yeah, that's what I feel like. Up in the Yukon.
Yeah. Like, it's loading right now just to see how far of a drive that would be. Like, it's not even showing us right now.
It's because you can't drive to it. It just told you. It was only accessible by air.
Oh, well, yeah, that's right.
Or tunnel.
That's right.
Or tunnel. It sounded like through 2 miles worth of mountains.
Or get me to at least 2 miles from there and I'll swim.
Is it an island?
I don't know. I mean, you can
But you just said you'll swim.
Maybe. I mean, you can only get there by air.
Or a tunnel, you said.
Or a tunnel. Yeah.
You assumed it was an island. I don't think it's an island in the middle of Alaska in the Yukon.
Directions are unavailable at this time.
They don't want to be found. Stay away from our town, they said.
That's right.
Stay away from our town.
Kind of sounds like Sweet Bay over there.
Sweet Bay is accessible by road.
Well, you got stores, you got elementary school, you got whatever.
Well, you got a whole middle school too.
And a middle school.
And a brand new beautiful turf field and soon to be beautiful new gym.
Yes, sir.
Looking forward to that. This one's for David Hayes. It's from UPI.com. Kangaroo escapes from prison in Czech Republic. Police in the Czech Republic are on. I don't know why the kangaroo was in prison in the Czech Republic.
He's got them hands on him.
He does.
My ears are on.
He got arrested for assault. No, anyway, police in the Czech Republic are on the trail of an unusual fugitive that escaped from a prison near Prague, a kangaroo. Authorities say 2 kangaroos escaped Saturday from the jail in Gerais, southeast of the capital, but one of the marsupials later returned on its own. Prison Representative Markia Prunerov said the other kangaroo remains on the loose days later, and police are searching the area. Prunerov urged members of the public not to approach the kangaroo, to instead contact police if it's spotted. I'm going to read the rest of it here in a second, but a kangaroo sounds armed and dangerous. If you're not supposed to approach fugitive from prison either, so I don't know. It's a kangaroo. We'll find out. Prison is home to other animals, including rabbits, llamas, and roosters. They are part of the prison program that allows prisoners nearing the end of their terms to learn skills, including farming and animal husbandry as a form of therapy. And then the article just briefly ends. Wow. So, yeah, apparently, see? Kangaroos, they're beneficial.
Absolutely. Helping prisoners get back into society one roo at a time.
Yes. They better get that one back.
Yes.
Yep. Husbandry of animals. Define that word there, Jay.
Husbandries?
Husbandry.
Is that being a good husband?
I hope not in this particular situation.
That's why I was curious.
Might be highly frowned upon in this part of the country. I don't know how things work over there in Czech Republic.
Yeah. Hey, there you go, David. You can.
I'm all right on that one. I think that'll be a hard pass. That's a no for me, dog.
That's a no for me, dog. All right, Jay. You got another one? You want me to dive into another one?
We were talking about apples and voila.
Your computer listened.
Yeah, serial record breaker David Rush visited Guinness World Records headquarters in London and broke 15 records in a single day. Rush, who is on a quest to hold the most concurrent world records, started his record-breaking marathon by taking 198 bites out of 3 apples while juggling the fruits for 1 minute.
I need video. 198 bites in a minute? Could you do that without juggling?
No.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
That's like...
Rush next tackled the fastest time to bounce a table.
I'm still stuck on the first one.
Well, yeah, I know, right? Yeah, we got to think about that one. But how about this one? Rush next tackled the fastest time to bounce a table tennis ball on 2 bottle caps 10 times using alternate hands, managing the feat in 0.2 of a second.
Husbandry, thank you, Travis, for letting me know, is pretty much breeding animals. That's what husbandry is.
That's interesting.
With their kind of animals.
Yes, Jay. Same species. Same species. All right, continue. This is interesting.
I mean, this guy's got many talents. His other records feature table tennis balls where the most table tennis balls bounced against a wall with the mouth in 30 seconds.
How many?
47.
You got that.
The most hits of a table tennis ball against a wall in 1 minute, 398.
With a paddle or with your mouth? I'm assuming that second one was with a paddle.
Other records featuring table tennis balls were the most table tennis bounced against a wall with his mouth.
You said 30 seconds was 47. And then the next one you said in a minute was like 398?
Yes.
So that has to be with a paddle because the math doesn't add up.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Even if you kept that same pace, you'd only be at, a little over 100 in a minute.
This guy's crazy, man. He's not even human. His other records...
I don't know. He shouldn't be eligible for Guinness Book of World Records if he's not a human.
That's true. His other records for the day included the most touches of a baseball with alternating sides of the hand in 30 seconds.
How many?
That would be 125.
What?
125. Most behind-the-back basketball passes against a wall in 30 seconds.
How many?
38.
I think you got that.
I mean, that's more doable, I feel like.
How does he... Because that's more than 1 per second.
Yes.
So are you just got 38 basketballs and you're just going like this? You're not catching them off the wall. Okay. Yeah. That would make sense. Because if you had to catch them off the wall, that'd be tough.
Yeah. Most juggling catches of a bowling ball. Now, a bowling ball, geez. And 2 balls on a balance board in 1 minute. 243. And most juggling tricks in 1 minute with 3 balls, 49 times. Yikes.
That should be in the Olympics.
Rush. David Rush is the guy's name.
Sunday. Anyway. So 15 in 1 day? I just want 1. All right. I need you to break a world record between now and the end of the year.
It would be cool. I just don't know. I mean,
it's literally anything like what you're reading, like a guy bouncing ping pong balls off a wall with his mouth. You got this.
Well, I just don't know if I have enough time.
This guy did 15 in a day.
That's true.
You can do 1 in a day.
Yeah.
I wonder what the record for juggling on the face of your golf club is.
Now that, you know what?
I'm sure it's a ton.
I'm sure it is.
I'm sure it's a ton.
Yeah.
David's going to look it up because he's curious. I am curious as well.
I would say that would be like probably a day solid, 24 hours solid.
Yeah.
My guess.
That's a lot then.
Yeah.
That's a lot. I mean,
But you can still eat. You can still use the bathroom. I mean,
if you got the hand-eye coordination to do that. But I guess if you're taking on this world record, it's probably maybe it's not a world record. Maybe it's not out there. All right, I'll read this one. Wait, you got it?
This says controlling, so it doesn't. I don't know if he's
juggling. He might just be balancing it on the face.
But they say 2 hours, 27 minutes, and 20 seconds.
You got that. Balancing it on the face?
Dude.
You got that. Easy.
That's doable.
I know. All you got to do is get it to your arm can't get tired. It's going to get tired. That's what you do. You just let it settle in the dimple, and then you keep it balanced.
But I mean, that is very doable, Ryan.
All right. Well,
interesting.
So you got, what is it, August 12th?
Yeah.
You got about a little more than, 3 months, 4 months? Almost 3.5 months. You got this.
Because you can make that, I call it rocking the baby to sleep. I mean, you can bounce it and then you can just get it on a groove, 2 grooves.
And then it settles in a dimple.
Yeah.
And you just got to hold it there. That's all you got to do.
That would be a good bucket list item, if you will, to be held in the Guinness Book of World Records.
I'm thinking you can do it. And I'm not even being sarcastic.
I'm not either.
This time.
This time.
All right, next I got escaped tortoise travels 3 miles to Arizona highway. This is from today. A well-traveled tourist that's escaped from an Arizona ranch was returned home safely after being found attempting to cross a busy interstate 3 miles from home. The Arizona Department of Public Safety said on social media that troopers responded to a report of a large tortoise slowly making its way across eastbound Interstate 10 in the Pachaco Peak area. Troopers recognized the label on Stitch's shell and contacted the Rooster Cogburn Ostrich Ranch, located roughly 3 miles away from where he was found, the post said. Dana Cogburn, the ranch's owner, said the tortoise enclosure was damaged during storms earlier in the week, and the animals made their way out into a fenced-in yard. Stitch, however, found the one small hole, and he was the only one small enough to fit through. Deputies gave Stitch a ride home to the ranch. I was surprised he got as far as he did, Coburn said.
Home is where the heart is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Typically.
And
that tortoise's heart was on the move.
Yes, it was. But he got back home, though, right?
They found him and brought him back home.
But
apparently he's maybe he likes to escape if you put a label on it. But you hear a lot of stories about tortoises, not turtles, Jay.
Tortoises.
That's separate. That's completely different than a turtle.
Did not know that.
Yeah. Tortoise, turtle. 2 completely different things.
Both hard-shelled, though, right?
Correct. Not soft-shelled.
Okay.
Not a lot of soft-shelled turtles out there. They do have the one that's in the water all the time. It's not soft-shelled, but it's a lot softer shell. That's for sure.
How about the alligator turtle? Have you heard of the?
Yeah.
Is there such thing as?
Yeah.
I've seen.
You got an alligator. That's the one that's got a real long neck.
Yeah.
And there's also, is there an alligator snapping turtle too?
I think it's the same thing.
Same thing. I was
Are they dangerous?
Oh yeah. Are they dangerous? Why don't you go find one and let me know?
I mean, I've seen a few around.
They'll at the course I was at in South Carolina, Mount Vintage. We were out in nowhere. We had snakes and all sorts of fun stuff. But we'd have the big alligator snapping turtles, and you got to be careful. They kind of raise up like an alligator does, and they can move in a decent speed for a little bit. But this one guy popped up and kind of shimmied his way across the fairway. But yeah, they got the beaks on them, man. They'll take your whole finger right off,
man,
in one bite. Very strong. Don't get hurt by an alligator snapping turtle. Fun fact.
And this is where this segment needs to be, a veterinarian needs to be sponsored by this.
Dr. Ruff.
I'm right here in Panama City.
I'm waiting for you to make that connection.
Yeah, there you go, Dr. Ruff.
Easy. Oh, she didn't even move. She didn't even move. All right, we'll go ahead and take a quick break after our afternoon delight debrief. Jay, when we get back, we're going to have some fun with you as we always do. We're going to talk a little bit about some of the big-time college rivalries and how often they are decided by just a single score. But if we don't hear from Alan, we'll talk about the NASCAR race as well. You're listening to The Inside Drive live here on ESPN Northwest Florida.
America's team plays here.
Swing and a miss. Struck him out. That's number 10.
The Atlanta Braves on ESPN Northwest Florida. Charlie Morton, Max Fried, and Chris Sale lead the Braves' dominant pitching rotation.
That's 18 up, 18 down.
Sponsored by Panama City Toyota, Ellis Agency Insurance, Bestway Portable Buildings, PCB Hobby, and ESPN Northwest Florida.
Got him swinging. Strike 3.
This is Joanna with your latest forecast on ESPN Northwest Florida this Monday. The remainder of the day, sunshine and 91 with a gentle breeze out of the west-southwest at 11 miles per hour. Tonight, a wind around 6 miles per hour coming out of the west and clear skies with lows around 83. Tomorrow, sunny with a light breeze and a temperature near 91. Moving into Wednesday, about the same with a high of 92 and sunny. This forecast is sponsored by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumber yard in Panama City. Thank you for tuning into ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Mid-South Lumber, where they treat you like family. Locally owned and serving the residents of Bay County for over 45 years. See Mid-South Lumber for all of your DIY projects, including windows, doors, siding, lumber, and millwork. Are you building a new home? Bring your contractor in to Mid-South Lumber and meet with a member of their sales team to discuss your framing, siding, windows, and doors. Mid-South Lumber, the biggest little lumber yard in Panama City. 717 West 11th Street.
Los Rancheros has been doing it right for 20 years. Los Rancheros brings a top-shelf dining experience to you with the opening of their beautiful new building. Watch all college and pro games on Los Rancheros' 14 large-screen TVs with great drink specials daily from 2 to 5 and during all the games. Los Rancheros, the place for live sports and great food on 23rd Street between Jenks and Harrison.
Broadcasting from the Bill Kramer Chevrolet Buick GMC and Kramer Marine Outdoor Studios. He has over 10 items in the express lane. He pays with checks and he doesn't return his shopping carts.
You have ruined groceries for me.
Now back to Ryan Mulvey and the Inside Drive. ESPN Northwest Florida. Not sorry.
And we are back. You're listening to The Inside Drive live here on ESPN Northwest Florida. Jay.
Yes.
What college football team are we the home of?
Auburn Tigers.
The Auburn Tigers right here on ESPN Northwest Florida. You won't miss a single moment from the Plains starting on August 31st against Alabama A&M, which confused Liam quite a bit when we were talking to him about the schedule that one time. He's like, Alabama A&M? I don't even know what that means. But they're going off against Alabama A&M right here on ESPN Northwest Florida. We still have sponsorship opportunities as well. If you want to jump in on the Auburn Tigers action, just reach out to me and we'll get you going ASAP. But we are your home for the Auburn Tigers. And hopefully this year they'll have a good season.
So what does the A&M really mean?
Isn't it like agricultural and military?
Oh, see, I thought it was mechanical.
I used to too, but I'm pretty sure it's agricultural and military. Yeah. Google that real quick because I don't want to sound like an idiot, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is.
Agricultural and mechanical.
Oh. See? Maybe I thought at one point it was military. But yeah, agricultural and mechanical. Yep.
Oh, right.
That's right. That's right.
That's at least for Texas A&M.
Okay.
And but today the letters no longer officially stand for anything.
It's just the name of the university. There we go. Oh, fun fact. Before I get into this rivalry thing, Jay, I just stumbled across this and wanted to remind you there's 5 new sports that will be in the 2028 Olympics. First off, question: is breaking done? Was that one and done? Does anybody know?
I'm not sure, but boxing isn't looking too good for 2028.
Yeah, that's true too. But yeah, the breaking thing. What was that one girl's name from Australia? She was
the Australian break dancer.
Yeah, she has like a beat, but she was terrible. But it was kind of like a stunt almost, but she's gotten a lot of attention. So just qualify for the Olympics next year under breaking, Jay.
She practiced 37 minutes.
Yes, 37 minutes. She put a lot of effort into it. It's kind of like you and Jay Henley's tip of the week. Probably less.
I thought you were going to say the whole show, the entire show.
Oh, no. People already know that. All right, 5 new sports that will be in the 2028 Olympics. Baseball and softball. Flag football. You excited for that one?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I don't even know if you'll know. Who would your 5 be? I think it's 5, right? 5 on 5? Maybe 6 on 6. We'll go with
flag football?
Yeah.
Hopefully 7 on 7.
Yeah, that'd be better.
I'll look it up.
Yep. There you go. Jay, who would your starting quarterback be for the USA flag football team?
Flag football, USA. Yeah.
The good thing is every NFL player, for the most part, quarterback-wise, is from the United States.
Yeah,
I don't think
that's
anybody
true.
else.
Kirk Cousins.
Captain Kirk.
Bring him on.
Mr. Mobile himself.
He needs to be in flag football anyways. I mean,
Yeah.
he's 40 years old.
That's
so,
true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Time to hang it up.
Kurt, that's what you got?
Yep.
Nobody else? Give me one more, because Kurt was terrible. Not that he's bad, but it's just, when I think of flag football, I don't think of Kirk Cousins.
So, let's see. We need a good receiver.
I asked about another quarterback.
Oh, quarterback.
Yeah. Besides Captain Kirk.
Let's go Tua Tagovailoa.
Tua Tagovailoa? Yeah, not a bad one there.
Yeah.
Best pronunciation I've ever heard. You've been working with Coach L?
Spot on. Tula.
Let's just say Tua.
There you go. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. What about you, David? Who would you? We got a phone call. Yeah.
Be Allen.
Oh, it might be Allen.
Be Allen.
Ooh, next.
I would go with Kyler Murray.
Yeah, absolutely. If the quarterback can run.
Yeah, that's a good point. If we need pinpoint accuracy, then Jay's is a great answer
bad.
right there. Let's bring Mike Vick out of retirement.
Hey, why not?
Yes. There we go.
Why not? Maybe C.J. Stroud, Caleb Williams, maybe.
I'm not going Caleb Williams off of 4.7 for 95 yards. Look good.
I'm just saying that to get you riled up. That's all.
There you go.
Before we go to our caller, it's our good friend. Okay, they're also going to add lacrosse and cricket and squash. I'm excited about squash.
Oh, how fast you can eat squash?
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Eating
Jay,
contest.
I think maybe we put a team together, bud.
A little bit of sour cream. Sour cream.
Sour cream and squash?
Yes, and butter. And you just kind of mix that up a little bit. Yes, sir. That's South Georgia right there all the way.
Alan, save us from that. Or you're like, oh, no, I love that too.
Alan's right there with me. I promise you.
Wait, what was the conversation?
We were talking about the new sports going to the Olympics, but then the last one I mentioned was squash, and Jay said, "Ooh, squash! I like squash with sour cream and butter."
Oh my gosh, no.
Yeah. Oh, I've never heard anybody say squash and sour cream in the same sentence.
Put a dollop on it, and you'll be ready to go.
Oh man, interesting stuff. Interesting stuff. Well, Alan, I know you've been trying to come on, and we haven't talked about it yet because we've been waiting for you. But you were right there at Richmond Motor Speedway, and for those with big NASCAR following down here, of course, Jay and David are huge NASCAR guys.
And you are too.
Yeah, sure, absolutely, huge NASCAR guy. But talk a little bit about the finish yesterday at Richmond. Pretty wild stuff for those who didn't see it, and then you got some insight as well on the press conference after the race.
Yeah, my quest to be the sports version of Forrest Gump continues as I keep finding myself in these weird positions at these high-profile events. But Austin Dillon, man, listen, I don't know if the video does it justice. I was there live, and I don't care what he says. I don't care what anybody says. My man put that bad boy in fifth gear and ran right smack into the back of Logano. Like, just boom, get him out the way. And then I don't think he meant to hit Denny Hamlin like he did. I really believe him when he said it was just a muscle reaction because he was just terrified after he smacked Logano, and then there's another car beside him. He's like, "You get out of here too."
I heard the spotter I heard the spotter say go low, and he did in fact try to get Hamlin. He blocked Hamlin as well. So
I sent Ryan a video from was a press conference where somebody specifically asked Richard Childress about the spotter telling him to wreck Logano. And, I mean, at that time, nobody had heard it. And so Mr. Childress tried to play it off like it was AI, made a little silly joke.
That's
but
a quick turnaround with the AI.
Yeah, the guy played it. It's of all the press conferences I've been at, that was the most tense moment because and I didn't record that part, but it was the 30-second clip of him telling it and the joke being made, and then probably 20 seconds later, the guy gets the mic back and he played the audio on the mic. Everybody heard it. Everybody heard the guy say, "Wreck him, wreck him, wreck him," and then cheered when Logano spun out, and then Hamlin comes up on the side. He's like, "Get up too," and he hit him too, and he goes into the wall. And he's like cheering because they got wrecked, and it was just one of those weird things because he was adamant. Nobody on the team said it, and then come to find out later, apparently a spotter said it. And so the history. Obviously, you guys know with Childress and Earnhardt, the number 3 car and all that came into play throughout the press conference as well. There was half the side that just let it ride because they're like, it's the 3. This is how they race in the 3 type stuff, and then the other half was like, you really could have killed somebody tonight.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm a NASCAR novice, and are you allowed? Obviously, the race is done, and you got first. So are you allowed to run into the back of people in the final, half lap to win the race?
Depends on who you ask, man.
There is a thing that's called bump and run in NASCAR. Mm-hmm. This was not a bump and run. I mean, Austin Dillon was 4 car lengths behind Logano going into turn 1. All right, and
Dillon said he didn't really even come off the throttle going into that final turn either.
Well, I disagree with that. That was not a bump and run. That was, I'm going to run you off the track, and then I'm going to run you off. I'm going to run Denny Hamlin off.
I meant to say whoever was in front of him that he wrecked. Logano. I think he said he was still going through the turn. He didn't let off at all.
Right.
That's what I meant to say.
Yeah.
But you can see that from where I was at. The way the press row is positioned, that final turn is a good view. There's no obstructions for us to see it, and you could tell he was accelerating. Like there was no intentions other than to do what he did. And again, he can say what he wants to say, man. I go by people's actions, and I'm not a NASCAR driver. I'm an aggressive driver, and I know speed when I see it. I've been to a couple of these races, and nobody. 3 months ago, we were there for Easter, and Denny Hamlin had a similar situation where he was in first, and he passed. I think it was Truex. He passed, and Truex didn't ram him. He could have done the same thing to get him out the way to get the win, but he didn't because it's dangerous.
Yeah, very.
Well, if I'm the president of NASCAR, I'm going to get these two guys. I'm going to get Logano and Dillon together, and I'm going to say, do you remember the Days of Thunder where they basically say, hey, look, you guys are going to go out to dinner tonight. You're going to drive together. That's what I'm doing with them. Like, they got to figure this out, man. This is not cool.
Hopefully in 2 separate cars, right?
Yeah, 2 separate cars. There you go. Yeah.
Logano's not meeting with Dillon unless he's throwing hands. I kid you not. My guy on the ground was there for Logano and Hamlin's immediate reactions, and I'm pretty sure the only reason why Logano didn't pop him in the face then is because he had his daughter with him. I mean, he was hot, and rightfully so. Again, he went from first to 19th. And then in Hamlin's case, I still think Hamlin's wreck was the worst because of the speed in which he hit the wall.
Yeah.
At least Logano didn't necessarily slam into the wall. He spun out, but it wasn't as bad. Like Hamlin, man, because Hamlin was going for the pass, and he hit him hard.
Yeah. Well, this is an ego thing in NASCAR because Richmond is one of those racetracks like Bristol where you basically find out who the better driver is on the short track. They'll go to Michigan next week and it's all throttled down and the driver doesn't play a big part in it. So it's a big ego thing for these NASCAR drivers at a small track like Richmond. So,
and it's sad they're talking about taking the second race from Richmond, and I've been reading some of the Reddit comments. I should stay offline, but last night atmosphere-wise, was so much better than the Easter race. Like, I really think that didn't do them any justice. Richmond is still a super NASCAR-friendly area, and I'm not saying this because I live in Richmond, and we don't get, business-wise, we don't get a lot of money from NASCAR for me to even promote it like that. But the atmosphere was fun. It was an interactive race. It was great. It was everything I think they wanted it to be, and I thought the crowd size was perfect. I just think what hurt them for that first race is just Easter. Like, that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, Easter's the one that's just tough to compete with when it comes to that kind of stuff. Masters can get away with it, but
and I'm assuming that Easter race was on a Saturday night. I don't think they raced on Sunday.
Sunday.
It was a Sunday.
It was a Sunday. I was there.
Interesting.
Yep.
That's.
I still got the text from my father, who I left service early to get there for, telling me.
I got you.
Some funny stuff right there, man. That's what kind of sports fan I am. My father's the pastor, and I left church early so I could get to the race on time.
Well, that finish by Dillon launched him up into the top 16 of the playoff race, all the way up to the 13th spot. Joey Logano is still in the 10th spot. Probably would have moved up a little bit had he finished first, but wild stuff. I mean, you don't see that very often anymore in NASCAR. Is that fair to say?
No, and honestly, you probably shouldn't, given the circumstances. And I got a show later. I'm going to touch on it. It made me do some reflecting. I'm a competitor. I don't know where the line gets drawn. I completely understand where some of these guys are coming from, because again, it doesn't seem like NASCAR is going to do anything. I guess we still have a couple more days. But if they don't do anything, then a precedent has been set.
Yeah, it opens up a huge can of worms.
If it's really win at any cost, where do we draw the line? Because it's only going to end one way, and I'm not trying to dramatize it. These people are going hundreds and hundreds of miles in an hour in a car, and there's a wall, there's other obstructions. Like, who knows? Like, I mean, there's fans and pit crew people that could be hurt. When Logano came into the pit area after the race, he almost hit some people because he was angry.
Yeah. Well, and a lot of people don't realize is like there'll be 40 guys travel to Michigan this week. They'll be in the infield probably by tomorrow afternoon. They'll have to see each other probably 5 or 6 times before, green flag next Sunday. It just makes you wonder, what's going on, inside the pit lane.
Does Logano retaliate somewhere down the road?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He left. I watched a press conference from NASCAR's website earlier this morning, and he left the press conference saying, "Just wait and see."
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Well, Logano strikes me as my temperament. If you don't handle it, I will. And my mom will tell you, when it came to me and my brother, she typically wanted to get in front of it because I was definitely gonna get him. Like, you can leave it up to me if you want to. It ain't gonna go how you think. We're not talking.
Right. Yep. Craziness, man.
Let me ask you this: put the safety aside. Is this what happened yesterday? Is this good for NASCAR or is this bad for NASCAR? Good for NASCAR.
It's always good when you're still trending almost 12, 13 hours later on Twitter and everywhere else. Man, the controversy sells in America.
Let me look at Jay.
And I really think that's what NASCAR is going for. That's why you haven't heard them say anything. That's why nobody's openly talked about it or really done or put a hammer down on it, because look at where they are right now. This is the talk of the sports cycle for today, at least. We'll sprinkled in with some NFL and some Olympics, but the drama, the soundbite from Logano, what I'm going to send you guys to play later, like with Dillon basically saying it's racing and things like that, like the controversy, you couldn't have scripted it any better.
Well, give us a good football analogy. What Austin Dillon did to Logano last night on the final lap. Is there a good football analogy that you could throw?
I got one off the top of my head. How about Buffalo Bills, Minnesota Vikings 2 years ago, 2022? Kirk Cousins goes for a quarterback sneak. They don't get it in. Bills fumble on the next play. Vikings recover in the end zone for a touchdown.
Oh, all right. That's fair.
I was thinking, you guys remember when I think it was Brett Favre threw the interception and Warren Sapp or somebody just depleted him.
Yes.
20 yards after the play.
Yep. Completely unnecessary.
It was unnecessary. It really was unnecessary. And I just feel like that's how Logano viewed it, man. Like, that might not even be a good equivalent because from what I've been reading, Austin Dillon's terrible. He's not a good driver, and Logano made that known too.
Yeah.
But I don't know if Richard Childress, being his grandfather, has anything to do with him not getting punished either. I don't know what kind of pull he still has in the sport. Didn't seem like he was really liked. But one thing you guys will find interesting, on site, fans were perfectly fine with it. They did not want Logano or Denny Hamlin to win. And when we were at the victory lane or whatever, they were taking the pictures. One fan happened to walk by and said something I can't say on air to Dillon. He was rightfully escorted out, and people were booing that guy. They really were happy that Dillon won. But when I got online and looked at like our Twitter feed and stuff like that, because we have video, the online sentiment was totally different. People online were absolutely disgusted.
Maybe it's the live action versus the looking at it through the lens. I don't know.
Keyboard warriors versus reality.
Yeah.
Yeah,
there you go.
Sure.
Sunday's race, I want Logano right after the national anthem to jump on the hood of Austin Dillon's car.
There you
It
go.
would be phenomenal.
Oh, goodness. That'd be fair. There you go.
That'd be fair.
If he doesn't fight him, I promise you I'll be surprised at some point, man. Like, I really went down there thinking I was going to be recording like NASCAR World Star. I was going to go viral. They were going to fight. I just knew it.
I think that's what Logano said. If he didn't have, like you said, didn't have his baby with him. So
the baby girl, man, you can't do that with the baby girl there.
No, you got to draw the line somewhere.
Yeah,
Logano,
I respect him for that.
Yeah.
Logano's the Matt Kuchar of golf, though. Logano's always got the smile on his face. You know how Kuchar's got the smile.
Yeah, doesn't pay his caddies.
Don't play with that guy. He'll come back and get you.
That's it.
Yep.
That's it. Those are the ones you got to watch out for.
Just so you guys know, Mr. Childress and everybody on Dillon's team made it known that retaliation will be met with more retaliation. So they were ready for tit for tat type stuff. And so again,
that's good for NASCAR, right?
Yeah, it's good for NASCAR, but it might be bad for the people participating. So it's imperative that somebody with a cooler head step in and do something. I don't know what. I mean, I know what I would do, but I don't know if they're going to have the courage to do that. And that would be to DQ them.
Yeah,
honestly, that would be the only way to really satisfy everybody else. Because Dillon being upset is going to be safer for Dillon than Dillon getting away with this. That's what I think. And Bubba Wallace is in play. He's not happy. he was open about that when he got out of his car too. He's got 3 or 4 guys ticked off at him right now.
What's that where they drive the cars and wreck into each other and stuff? Demolition Derby. That's what they need to do.
Yeah,
have a NASCAR Demolition Derby. I'll be all for that.
That's what it looked like last night.
Yeah, that's for sure.
I got a feeling after church service Sunday, I think Alan Sanders is going to be watching a little NASCAR. What do y'all think?
Oh no, I'll definitely have it. I have it on somewhere in the background. I like it.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Oh man, hey Alan, we appreciate you calling in and giving us the live or the actual in-person update of what transpired up there at Richmond Motor Speedway. We appreciate you as always, and hopefully we can talk to you a bunch this fall and talk a little NFL and college football.
For sure, man. Anytime.
Sounds great. That's Alan Sanders. He's sports director up there at ESPN Radio Richmond. All right, Jay, one more segment left today.
All right.
I don't know what you got, but we'll figure it out. You guys listen to the Inside Drive. We'll be right back.
ESPN Northwest Florida. It's the Coach James Hale Show.
The lawyer's going to have a field day with that quote. So you said it was one fair and square, now you're changing your mind? That's like a politician right there, bro. And we still whooped everyone's keister. And if the opposing coaches were too stupid, they're taking a playbook out of our politicians.
Hey, let me ask you this. Sir,
I'm not done yet.
Weekday morning 7 to 9. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Hey folks, Chris Kramer with Bill Kramer GM. And the best place to listen to the Inside Drive with Ryan Mulvey is inside a brand new vehicle from Bill Kramer GM. And I want you to know we've got 10 times the amount of inventory on the ground as we did this time last year, and darn near all of them are discounted. So shop us online at BillKramerGM.com or visit us the corner of Frankfurt and 23rd. We'll make it easy and take great care of you.
Do
Do you have a car sitting around you want to get rid of? Then here's a great idea. Donate your car and help veterans and their families. Yes, one fast call to the Veteran Car Donation Program and we'll come and remove your car for free. Fast, free towing, and 24-hour response. You can donate most cars, trucks, or SUVs in most conditions. The proceeds raised goes to help active military, veterans, and their families, and you get a tax deduction. All you need to do is make this free call. Get rid of that old car and help the vets. We make it easy. Make this free call now and book your fast and easy pickup. Call the Veteran Donation Program now. Donate your car and help veterans and their families. Operators are standing by. Here's the number.
800-932-1176. 800-932-1176. 800-932-1176. That's 800-932-1176.
He has one man to beat. He beat him. Jarquez Hunter. Touchdown Auburn.
Kickoff on the Plains is coming.
15-10. Ford to the end zone. Touchdown Peyton Ford.
Auburn football returns August 31st.
The kick is on the way. The season is underway.
Only on your home for the Tigers.
Auburn fans, we're bringing you every single game this season on the exclusive home for the Auburn Tigers on the Gulf Coast. ESPN, Northwest Florida, War Eagle.
You hear it first. Sports talk right now. Back to the Inside Drive with Ryan Mulvey.
I know it seems a bit overwhelming at first.
Broadcasting from the Bill Kramer Chevrolet, Buick, GMC, and Kramer Marine Outdoor Studios.
Something makes me think you'll get used to it.
On ESPN Northwest Florida.
And we are back. You're listening to the Inside Drive live here on ESPN Northwest Florida. That head movement was pretty impressive. Like you stabilized your body and it looked like you're at Night of the Roxbury there. Didn't know you had that
Emilio.
There you go. There you go. Final segment today on this beautiful Monday. Don't forget the Afternoon Underdogs coming up at 4 p.m. All right, Jay. We didn't pick a SEC win-loss from Friday, which is fine. But just to review real quick, I went in and dropped the over-under totals of each school that we've picked so far just to see where we landed in the over-under. I was like, let's do over-under. But we've already technically done over-under. So for Florida, their over-under, and this is from DraftKings, is 5.5 wins. I had them at 3-9. You and David both had them at 4-8. So 3 unders.
I got to go back to that because I've got Florida at 7-5.
7-5.
So I'm going to have to revisit that. I want to try to keep all my predictions consistent.
Yeah. Well, you just let me. Well, you got access to the spreadsheet too.
Sir,
so.
track them stats, baby.
That's it.
I might wait till week 12 of the college football season.
Yeah, you might as well wait till after the regular season is over.
Give myself
be a lot
perfection.
easier. Yeah, be a lot easier then at that point.
Win, baby, win.
But yeah, 5.5 totals there. So we both have the under. David Hayes, once he updates the sheet, will have the over in that one. The Auburn Tigers was the second game that we picked, or second team that we picked. Their over under is 7.5 wins there. Liam picked him 12-0, so he's got that locked in. I had 9-3. Jay had 9-3, and then David had 8-4, pending any changes.
I believe that's correct. Yeah.
Okay. All 3 of us having the over for the Auburn 7.5 win total there. Oklahoma also 7.5 win totals. All 3 of us had them going 6-6. So it looks like the under when it comes to that. And then Georgia 10.5 wins is their over under. Jay had them as 11-1. David has them as 12-0. I had them as 10-2. And then Michael Shears was there for that day. He had them at 11-1. So 1 under and 3 overs on that one. South Carolina Gamecocks, their over-under total for the season is 5.5. Jay had them at 5-7. David had them at 4-8, and I had them at 7-5. So 2 unders and an over on that one. But obviously that makes it more fun to keep track, knowing those win totals. You should bet every single one of yours and see what happens.
I will.
There you go. There you go. I think you can do over-under win totals, right? Preseason on Hard Rock.
Yeah, I would think so.
Why not? It's the only one we can use.
Yeah.
For till 51, something like that. It's pretty long. Next, we had Texas. Their over-under win total is 10.5. David had them at 10-2. Liam had them 11-1. And then you and I both had them at 12-0, Jay. So we've got 1 under and 3 overs in that one. And then,
that was Alabama?
That was Texas.
Oh, Texas.
We have not picked Alabama yet.
Oh, okay.
I'm crescendoing to David's team as our last last SEC pick, whenever that may be. We just got to get it done before the season, which we got how many days?
11.
11 now. 11. Yep, you're right. 11 now because we are in the afternoon segment.
What was that word you just said? Say what?
What did I say?
Crescendo.
Crescendo.
Yes.
Very interesting. What does that mean?
Really?
Yeah, I don't have no idea.
Crescendo?
Yeah.
Like you're rising up, crescendo.
Crescendo.
And it's like a music term too. Officially, it's a music term. Like you're getting louder as you go up.
Crescendo.
Yeah. I don't know if it's the right term talking about leading up, but we're getting up to Alabama. So, yeah, that's fair.
I like it.
It works. It works. I didn't even realize I said it, to be honest with you. All right, Vandy's over-under win total is a boastful 2.5 wins for the season. You would think they'd be able to win 3 games, but according to us, I have them at 3-9. That's the over. Jay, you have them at 1-11, and David has them at 2-10. That's a tough one to bet the under on. You just be sweating every game. Like they should lose most of those games, but they could. They're not going to beat Virginia Tech, but they could beat Alcorn State and Georgia State right off the jump, and then all of a sudden they're only going to win one more game to cover. That's why the over-unders are fun. And the Missouri Tigers, that was the last ones we picked. Their over-under win total is 9.5. David had them at 10-2. Jay, you and I both had them at 9-3. So that's 2 unders and an over. So far, consistent with everything you got there, David?
I'm making a couple of changes. Like Oklahoma, I originally had them at 6-6 on the inside drive. I've got them at 5-7. So
nice.
But yeah, most of the other ones, I was like, okay, it's pretty much spot on there.
There you go. I know I want to do what you guys did too at some point with the college football playoff bracket.
Yeah.
Just because I want to see who he puts in there.
Oh yeah, man. Honestly, it's so tough because with 12 teams,
tough.
You're to get it right, it's impossible. But what makes it tough is, all right, so you got your 4 conference champions. Is Notre Dame going to get in? Because I didn't have Notre Dame in my original college football playoff format that I did when I was just looking at my Power 4 conferences. But I'm like, well, they've got a tough schedule.
They do.
So if they go 10-2, Notre Dame's more than likely going to be getting into the playoffs. So it's a little convoluted, man. I again do not envy the college football playoff committee.
Absolutely, like throwing darts at a dartboard there, Jay. All right, we're gonna have to go kind of quick a little bit here. We're gonna pick Texas A&M, formerly known as Agricultural and Mechanical, but as we learned earlier, it's just the 2 letters now with an ampersand in the middle of them. Jay, you want to go first?
Yes, sir.
Speaking of those Notre Dame Fighting Irish, they are going to face Texas A&M at the house week 1. Who you got? Notre Dame, Texas A&M.
I like Notre Dame, Fighting Irish.
So an L for Texas A&M.
Yes, sir.
Next, McNeese State traveling to College Station.
12th man wins.
I would hope so.
Yes.
Next, they go on the road for their first of 4. They only have 4 away games this year, and that's at Florida, at the Swamp.
Oh, man.
Dun-dun.
Yeah, let's go Florida.
Let's go Florida.
Yeah.
Okay. Ooh, all right.
Yeah. It's in Florida. It's in Gainesville.
Well, I just want to real quick, I know we don't have a ton of time, but let's see who you picked. Jay picked Florida, Texas A&M. You picked them to lose against Texas A&M. So you're not consistent. And that doesn't mean anything because it's individually picking these teams. But
hedging your bets, baby.
Yeah. So still sticking with Florida winning that game against Texas A&M at home?
Let's back it up. Let's go Texas
I wasn't
A&M.
trying to change your mind. All right, they're back home against Bowling Green.
Let's go
from
Texas
Ohio.
A&M.
Then Arkansas, the Racerbacks come into town.
Let's go Texas A&M.
Then Missouri coming into town. A lot of home games for Texas A&M this season.
Let's go Mizzou.
All right, so an L there. At Mississippi State for their second road game of the season.
A&M takes care of business.
All right. Next, they host the LSU Tigers.
Oh, LSU definitely takes them down.
Definitely. I like that.
Yeah.
All right, we haven't picked LSU yet, so you're not contradicting yourself yet. So they lose to LSU. Then their next home game there their away game at South Carolina.
Let's go with that agriculture and mechanical.
There you go.
Yep.
Back home against New Mexico State, the Lobos.
A&M.
At Auburn.
Oh, boy. I think at this point, Auburn's going to be tough this year. Let's go Auburn.
All right, so an L there. And then last but not least, the rivalry renewed, home against the Longhorns.
Ooh.
Texas.
Texas is going to take care of business.
All right, there we go. I'll count it here in just a second. All right, David, here we go. Home against Notre Dame.
I'll take the Aggies.
Win.
Yep.
McNeese State. Win. on the road against Florida.
I got Florida. I know that I contradicted myself, but I've already fixed that over there on the spreadsheet.
All right. So an L against Florida. Home against Bowling Green.
Texas A&M. I like Bowling Green.
Then they play Arkansas.
Yeah, a little neutral site here.
Oh, neutral site. Yeah, that's right.
That's going to be in Jerry's World. I've got Texas A&M.
All right, win. And then home against Missouri.
I've actually got Texas A&M there.
Ooh, does that contradict your Missouri?
I don't know. I'll check.
Be interesting because I think you had Missouri 10-2. Maybe that was one of their 2 losses. All right, at Mississippi State, Starkville.
I've got Texas A&M.
All right, home against LSU.
I disagree with Jay. I don't like Texas A&M big, but I like Texas A&M to win. Hey, no, in that Texas A&M LSU game, either team,
both
flip
teams,
of a coin.
Yeah, absolutely.
I just like Connor Wegman. My choice boils down to Connor Wegman,
returning
over
quarterback.
Garrett Nussmeier. Yeah,
that's always a good tiebreaker there. All right, back on the road against South Carolina.
W for the Aggies.
All right, home against New Mexico
Win
State.
for the Aggies.
On the road in Jordan-Hare against Auburn.
Jordan-Hare gets crazy. Give me the Tigers.
All right, and then last but not least, as I said, the rivalry renewed.
I hope Jim Schlossnagle shows up to the 12th man here, and I'm going to go Texas A&M gets a win.
Ooh, all right. And then I'm going to go, they lose to Notre Dame, win McNeese State, win against Florida, win against Bowling Green, win against Arkansas, lose against Missouri, win against Mississippi State, win against LSU, win against South Carolina, win against New Mexico State, win against Auburn, even though I don't want that to happen, and then they lose their final game of the season to Texas. So I got them going 9-3. And the over-under total is 8.5. Jay's got him going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you got him going 7-5. Bet the under for there. And then David's got him going 10-2 with the over as well. That rounds out your Texas A&M. What do you think? Realistic over-under for the Aggies?
Realistic over.
Okay. Yeah. I even though I have them 9-3, I think there's a good chance they could lose to Auburn. Like you said, it's late in the season. Auburn's gotten everything going. They're playing in Jordan-Hare, so that could be their 4th loss, making them 8-4 too as well.
Yes.
So, but David, realistic over, under for you?
I mean, I think realistic, a good prediction would be 8-4. Yeah. I think mine's a little strong there, but you never know with these things.
No, absolutely. And those are 2 road games against 2 of the tougher places to play, no doubt, in the SEC, going to the Swamp and going to Jordan-Hare. So it easily could happen. The road atmosphere certainly adds an extra element there, Jay, that makes it just a little bit tougher.
It does.
Especially at Athens in between the hedges.
Stadium pulse.
And for Texas in that final game of the season, the week prior, they're at the house against Kentucky.
Yeah.
So they don't got to travel very far, whereas Texas A&M's got Auburn, and then they host Texas.
They got to go back. Yeah, absolutely. Man, it's right around the corner. There's just so many good matchups this year or this season coming up, and it's going to be certainly an amazing thing. And speaking of amazing things, you got the afternoon underdogs coming up at 4 p.m. tomorrow. Jay, we got you all week this week. Perhaps. It sounds like no. But you here tomorrow?
I'm here tomorrow.
All right. Tip of the week tomorrow?
Sure.
I gave you 24 hours almost. I gave you 22 hours. Not
just half of it.
There you go. Just half of it. We appreciate you tuning in to the Inside Drive. Again, Afternoon Underdogs coming up at 4 p.m. We'll be back tomorrow at 11. Y'all have a great rest of your Monday.
Are you ready to go under the lights? Mosley Dolphin football is back.
Wide open down the sideline.
ESPN Northwest Florida brings you live play-by-play